At a time of night, we would ordinarily be wrapping things up. We're just about to get started. Good evening, everyone, from People's Bank Park in New York. The Barnstormers and the York Revolution playing what they are billing as Midnight Madness over here as we are starting at 10 o'clock, 3.5 hours later than the normal start time. The Barnstormers and the Revs continue an elongated War of the Roses this year. Lancaster has won 12 out of the first 20 ball games, and they have played quite well over here in York. They will need to continue that because the Barnstormers will play 9 games here over the course of the next 4 weeks. So strap it on. It's the Barnstormers and the York Revolution for this 3-game weekend series. The Barnstormers will have Cameron Gann on the hill tonight. Gann comes in at 5-6 with a 5.75 earned run average. The Barnstormers right-hander has at times taken his lumps, but he's dominating at other times. He has a tremendously high strikeout rate, better than 10 per 9 innings over the course of the season, and he very often runs score against him, as was the case the last time out, after he leaves the ball game. So 5-6 with a 5.75 ERA, and he'll be matched up tonight against one of the league's best in Jorge Martinez, a right-hander who is 7-4 with a 3.59 ERA. He's a soft tosser, but he throws from 3 different arm angles and tends to hit his spots very well. Martinez 1-2 against the Barnstormers. Gann 1-2 against the Revs over the course of the season. Here are the starting lineups we have for our ball game tonight. For the Barnstormers, the top 5 remain the same as we've seen for a while now. Sean Dunston Jr. will be leading off. He will be in center. The second baseman, batting number 2, is Melvin Mercedes. Andretti Cordero will bat third and play first base. And the cleanup hitter is the left fielder, Trayvon Robinson. Anderson Felice will be batting fifth tonight, but he will be the designated hitter for our ball game. Ariel Sandoval will bat sixth, and he'll play a defensive spot for the first time. He is in right field. The catcher batting seventh is Anthony Peroni. Trace Lair is the third baseman hitting eighth. Jake Hoover will be at shortstop batting in the number 9 slot. For the Revs, it will be J.C. Encarnacion in right field leading off. The shortstop batting number 2 will be Elmer Reyes. It will be Carlos Franco at third base batting third. Telvin Nash is back. He is the cleanup hitter and playing first base. Nelly Rodriguez will bat fifth and serve as the DH. Melky Mace is in left field batting sixth. The center fielder hitting number 7 is Connor Lean. Jeffrey Perez at second base batting eighth. Lenin Rodriguez is doing the catching. He is batting ninth. And Jorge Martinez with the 7-4 record on the hill tonight for the York Revolution. An experiment taking place here tonight. What would happen if they host a game at 10 o'clock instead of the usual 6:30? And we're about to find out. The crowd filing in. It's not big. It's about what you would see maybe on a Tuesday or a Wednesday here in York. We'll see if it swells as the night goes along. Maybe some folks will show up just so they can say they were at the ballpark at midnight. And I think that's what the Revs operation is hoping to be able to bring in here, maybe from some of the taverns around the neighborhood here in York. Just some people walking in and sitting here through the midnight hour watching what will probably be around the 6th or 7th inning of our ball game here tonight. The Barnstormers coming off what was overall a very successful homestand. They were 11-3. It got a little bit scary toward the end of the homestand when the final 2 games were dropped. The Barnstormers did not pitch or defend terribly well in those last couple of ball games, and also they didn't get necessarily the best of breaks over the last 2 nights. Those things sometimes very much go hand in hand. The Barnstormers have brought in a new pitcher. They have signed Gray Fenter, who was just released out of Double-A by the San Francisco Giants organization. He drove up from Richmond. He got in just a while ago. He has signed his contract. The Barnstormers will not be activating Gray until tomorrow for the second game of the current series, and there is more on the way, according to manager Ross Peoples, but until they are here, we really don't like to name any names or give any details. But you talk to Ross, he's not comfortable with where this roster is set right now, as the Barnstormers have taken 4 very significant hits over the past 2 to 3 weeks, losing star outfielder Ladarius Clark, all-star first baseman Kelly Dugan, all-star catcher Colton Shaver, and Brooks Hall at the top of the rotation in the course of the last couple of weeks. Those guys are hard to replace, but Ross and the coaching staff, they sense some holes on this team. They weren't exposed really on that homestand, but you sometimes get a little bit uncomfortable, and you want to see if there are guys out there, especially because right now the Barnstormers have 25 active, and they don't have the services of Scott Schumann right now. So they're playing with 24, and they're looking to beef things up. The Revs hit the field here at Peoples Bank Park, and we'll have the national anthem. We'll send it down to the field in just a moment here for the performance of the national anthem as we open up our ceremonies here tonight.
At this time, please rise if you're able, remove all headwear, and welcome Sonny Precast for the performance of our national anthem presented by AmeriChoice Federal Credit Union.
Our national anthem this evening here at Peoples Bank Park, the Lancaster Barnstormers taking on the York Revolution. This is the opener of a 3-game weekend series here. The Barnstormers will play again tomorrow at a normal hour, 6:30, and then 2 o'clock for the Sunday afternoon contest, and then it will be back home for 3 against the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs Tuesday through Thursday of next week. Let's take a look at the out-of-town scores, because already we have finals rolling in. As a matter of fact, all the other games are finals around the Atlantic League. Staten Island lost at Lexington 7-5. The Ferry Hawks are beginning to fade. Southern Maryland also came up on the short end. Long Island defeated them 9-4. So the Barnstormers guaranteed to lead Southern Maryland by at least 1, and Staten Island by at least 2 coming out of play tonight. Charleston won again. They defeated Wild Health by the score of 4-3, and that's not the worst of news for the Barnstormers, but also High Point beat Gastonia, only the second win in that season series for the Rockers, the High Point club, with the 2-1 victory over Gastonia. So the Honey Hunters start to come back down to earth a little bit as well. The Barnstormers 11-4 in the second half. The York Revolution with a record of 5 wins and 9 losses. But this is a ball club right now pretty well stacked with the return of Telvin Nash. He has already homered twice in 11 at-bats, so you cannot trust York, which has the bulk of the schedule at home the rest of the way, not to put on a charge toward the top of the division. The Barnstormers with Sean Dunston Jr., Melvin Mercedes, and Andretti Cordero. They will face Jorge Martinez here in the top half of the first inning. Martinez, a 5'11 right-hander, 37 years of age, born in Havana, played at the top level of baseball in Cuba from 2004 through 2013, came to the U.S. and joined the Revs. He has always done well in a York uniform this year, no exception. 7-4 his record. He's thrown 85 in the third innings, allowing 81 hits. He has walked 22 and struck out 97. As a matter of fact, tonight is a matchup of the two top strikeout pitchers in the Atlantic League this season. Martinez with 97 and Gann with 94. Two of the top three. Mitch Lamson of Southern Maryland is in there as well. Defensively for the Revs tonight, Carlos Franco at third. The shortstop is Elmer Reyes. Jeffrey Perez at second. Telvin Nash at first. The outfield has Melky Mesa in left. Connor Lean is the center fielder. J.C. Encarnacion with the start in right. And Lenin Rodriguez doing the catching here tonight. Jorge Martinez to face Sean Dunston Jr. Dunston hitless the last two games of the Charleston series. He has dropped the .304. That's still highly effective. No home runs, 17 driven in on the campaign. The center fielder Lean certainly playing shallow against Dunston, and not so with Encarnacion in right. He has to guard against the ball being pulled down the right field line. You don't want to give up that early triple into the corner. Here is the pitch, and a Dunston. The first offering is a strike, says Buzz Albert, and we are underway tonight at 10:07. We'll probably be in about the sixth inning when the midnight chimes ring. Dunston pulls a ground ball on the right side. That is fumbled momentarily by Perez. He will throw on to get Dunston, though. One out. Dunston going after the second pitch, something you don't generally see. And now Melvin Mercedes coming to the plate. Mercedes at .283 with 7 home runs and 44 runs driven in. Melvin on that 18-game hitting streak. He is bordering on franchise history. He needs 2 more to tie Matt LeCroy and Caleb Gindel for the franchise record hitting streak of 20. 1 out, nobody on base, and Jorge Martinez, who has already picked up the ground out on Dunston, will go to work on Mercedes. Here's the pitch to Melvin, taken above the letters for a ball, 1-0. The hitting streak, it matches the on-base streak for Melvin. That's also at 18 games. Here is the 1-0 offering to the inside corner for a strike taken. It is 1-1. Jorge Martinez will not light up the radar gun, but again, he is walking testimony that you don't have to in order to be effective. Mercedes gets underneath the fly ball. This carrying some, but playable for Connor Lean. 2 up and 2 down here in the top of the first inning. And Andretti Cordero will step in. He's on a 7-game hitting streak coming into tonight. Cordero with the average continuing to rise. He is at .321 on the season, 10 home runs, and he has driven in a total of 71 on the campaign. He is 5th in the league in batting average. And 3rd now in ribbies. But he goes after the first pitch and pops it up. This is what Martinez will do. Backpedaling is Perez, the second baseman. He'll make the catch. That is a 6-pitch inning for Jorge Martinez. Nothing doing for the Barnstormers in the top half of the first. We're at the end of 1/2 inning. It is Lancaster nothing, York coming up.
Hi everyone, Adam Gockenauer from Gockenauer Appliances, and I'm excited to tell you about a new addition to the Gockenauers family this summer season. We are now selling Titus Gas Grills. Titus Gas Grills gives you a high quality, all stainless steel grill at an affordable price, and the best thing is you can assemble it yourself in just 5 minutes. That's right, 5 minutes. Stop by to see this great grill now and mention this ad to receive a free gas grill cover with your Titus Grill purchase. Gockenauers in East Petersburg.
For the youth of our area, the Barnstormers are offering a wide variety of camps throughout the summer to teach everyone some tips on baseball and softball. Camps are offered to kids as young as 4 and as old as 12. Some even involve the parents. They run from June 11th all the way through September 17. For more information, go to LancasterBarnstormers.com and click on the Youth Baseball tab. All presented by Orthopedic Associates of Lancaster and Play It Again Sports.
Cameron Gann with the start tonight for the Barnstormers, 6-footer from Crandall, Texas. Former Arizona Diamondbacks farmhand who joined the Barnstormers late last season. This year, he was at the top of the rotation opening day, and he's already made 16 starts, covering 83 innings. He's allowed 83 hits, 53 earned runs, walking 35, and striking out 94. 5-6 the record, and a 5.75 earned run average. The Barnstormers with Lair at third, Hoover back in at shortstop tonight. Melvin Mercedes plays second, and Andretti Cordero over at first. The outfield has Trayvon Robinson in left with Sean Dunston Jr. in center, and Ariel Sandoval making his first start in the outfield. He is in right. Anthony Peroni catching here tonight, working with Cameron Gann. The Barnstormers went down 1-2-3 fashion. Jorge Martinez made it look very easy against 3 red-hot hitters in the top half of the first inning. Now here is Encarnacion batting .313 with 8 homers, 38 runs batted in. Wind blowing out tonight here in York. It is, as you probably figure, very hot. Ground ball shortstop takes a nice big hop for Hoover. He will throw on to get Encarnacion, and it seems like everyone is swinging early here tonight. Maybe that's by design. Elmer Reyes, the shortstop, will step in, batting .310 with 6 homers and 46 runs batted in. Because with the odd hour for the start time tonight, if you get a classic York-Lancaster matchup, we could be finishing play at about 1:30 in the morning. And I don't think anybody is necessarily looking forward to that. We've seen 4 batters go down on 7 pitches so far tonight. Here is the shortstop Reyes, the league's doubles leader with 31. First pitch misses from Gann. It is ball 1 and no strikes. Cameron back into his motion. A swing and a miss by Reyes. And the count levels at 1 each. The doubles race is not even close. Reyes with 31. Joseph Rosa, the Gastonia second baseman, is second with just 23. Bouncing ball over toward third. Charging the play is Lair. He'll set, and his throw will pull Cordero off the bag, but right into the charging runner. The tag is easy. 2 up, 2 down. That brings on Carlos Franco. He's cooled off slightly, but we'll put cooled off in quotation marks. 301 with 26 home runs. He's second behind Courtney Hawkins in that department. Kelly Dugan, by the way, is still third, although Xander Wheel of High Point is closing in. Franco, the league RBI leader, with 84 on the campaign. 2 outs, nobody on in the bottom half of the first inning. No score. We've yet to see a base runner. Peroni setting the target. Now the pitch to Franco is slightly low for a ball. It is 1-0. 87 degrees here in York, according to the time temperature clock out in left center field. One and 0, the motion. Gann to the plate. And he's slightly off the outside corner with that one. Ball 2, Telvin Nash, the first baseman from Georgia, the only man since 2005 who has hit 40 home runs in an Atlantic League season, waits on deck. 2-0, the count to Franco, and the Gann offering. Fastball from over the top, gets the knees, a strike called. It is now 2-1. We'll see how this experiment works. The turnout is not bad. And a 2-1, fastball upstairs. 3 balls, 1 strike to Franco, who has 3 of his home runs against the Barnstormers in the 20 previous meetings between these 2 ball clubs. Shift is on against Franco. Hoover is to the right of second base. 3-1 pitch off the outside corner. That's a walk, and it sets up Nash with a runner on base. 36th base on balls issued by Gann on the season. He's slightly under 4 per 9 innings. Nash will come to the plate 4 out of 11 with 2 home runs and 4 runs driven in. Bottom half of the first inning here tonight. Two outs. Franco has not attempted a stolen base all year, and you don't take the bat out of Nash's hands. Nelly Rodriguez, the DH, waits on deck. Breaking ball off the outside corner. Gann falls behind at 1-0. Next delivery, big swing and a miss. Nash is imposing in the batter's box. He's 6'3", 238 pounds. He'd been playing over in Taiwan, though really hadn't seen a lot of playing time there. He is 31 years of age. And he has homered about every 3.6 games in his career here in York. Fastball high and inside. Gann drops behind at 2-1. Two balls, one strike. Franco, very short lead off first. Nash will look at a fastball. It is there. 2 balls, 2 strikes. No score. Bottom of the first inning. Playing at Peoples Bank Park. Not far away from home. And then we'll go right back to Clipper Magazine Stadium on Tuesday for 3 against the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. It'll be on to Staten Island next weekend. Here's a 2-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Gann chalks up his 95th strikeout of the year, gets out of the first inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left by the Revs. We're at the end of an inning. There is no score here in York.
For nearly 50 years, Orthopedic Associates of Lancaster has provided a full spectrum of care for athletes of all ages and skill levels. Orthopedic Associates of Lancaster offers on-site urgent care, X-ray, MRI, immobilization, and is committed to helping you manage and prevent injuries, getting you back in the game as soon as possible. Orthopedic Associates of Lancaster is located at 1700 Cornwall Road in Lebanon, or you can visit them on the web at fixbones.com.
Get out of the heat and dive under the sea this summer with Disney's Little Mermaid at Dutch Apple Dinner Theater. Join Ariel on her adventure from the sea through the human world. Based off a 1989 animated film, Disney's Little Mermaid will keep kids young and old entertained. Performances are Tuesday through Sunday with matinee and evening show options available. Each performance also includes a buffet-style meal prior to the show. Call Dutch Apple Dinner Theater at 717-898-1900 or visit us at DutchApple.com to reserve your tickets today.
Dave Collins back with you from Peoples Bank Park over in York, where there is no score at the end of an inning. Carlos Franco picked up a 2-out walk from Cameron Gann. That is all that we have seen so far. Here in the second, it will be Trayvon Robinson, Anderson Felice, and Ariel Sandoval to step in against the trickster, the right-hander Jorge Martinez. And you can never lock in on him. That is the issue with Martinez, is he can get better as the game goes along because the cross-section of the different pitches and the different arm angles presents about 9 different looks. No one pitch is overpowering, but it is the fact that he can come from anywhere with anything at any time that keeps hitters guessing, keeps them off balance, and his control is very, very good. So here is Robinson, batting .316 with 6 home runs. That number, of course, exploding over the past couple of weeks. And Robinson has driven in 34 on the season. He is just 2 for 20 against the York Revolution. Didn't get much done in that low-scoring, incredibly low-scoring 5-game series between these two ball clubs at the beginning of the month. Robinson played slightly to pull against Martinez. The first delivery, swing and a miss, and that was the Martinez fastball. It was up and in, no balls and a strike. Lancaster trying to swing aggressively, but to this point, it hasn't worked. Scoreless ball game here in the second. Robinson, Felice, and Sandoval stepping in. The next offering from Martinez darts low, and Robinson bats at a ball and a strike. What a homestand for Trayvon. Didn't get much done last night. He was 0 for 3 to wrap it up. Fouled back into the screen, and Robinson bats at 1 and 2. But overall, on the recently completed homestand, he hit .373 with 6 home runs, and he drove in 20 in the 14 games. And they were in the last 11 or 12 of those games. As I said, he didn't do anything against York, which was the first 2 games of that homestand. 1 ball, 2 strikes, facing Jorge Martinez, and Robinson will ask for time, and he gets it from Buzz Albert, the home plate umpire. Leadoff batter here in the second inning for the Barnstormers, who have yet to pick up a base runner. Martinez ready to go. Here's the 1-2. Trayvon gets a fastball high. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Of course, the Barnstormers' 2 best hitters against York all season long are the 2 guys on the shelf, Dugan and Clark. Somebody will have to pick up that slack. Here's a 2-2 offering. Breaking ball, strike 3 called on the outside corner. That was a beauty. There's very little you can do about that. 3/4 arm slot. It rode a long way back and nibbled the outside corner. Now here is Anderson Felice batting .246. He's hit 5 home runs. He has driven in 35. He has 17 doubles on the season. Mentioned earlier, the Barnstormers have added 1 pitcher for tomorrow night. He's with the ball club. He's here in uniform. He is signed, but did not sign in time to be activated for tonight. His name is Gray Fenter. Pulled on the ground, sharply hit, 1 hop, fielded by Perez toward the hole. If that one had stayed low, it probably would have been a base hit. It came up, making it easy for Perez. Felice is retired. The out goes 4-3, and that is 5 in a row set down by Jorge Martinez. And now the Revs will get their first look at Ariel Sandoval, and we haven't seen much of him. He was the designated hitter last night. Of course, with Augie Silk coming out early, the Barnstormers lost their DH, but because he came out on medical, Sandoval was allowed to stay in through the 5th inning. He got a pair of at-bats out of that. He singled to left and flied to deep left, feeling the effects of that awfully deep left field at Clipper Magazine Stadium. First pitch strike onto the outside corner from Martinez. It's 0-1 on Sandoval. Anthony Peroni, the catcher, waits on deck. No score here in the top half of the second inning. Martinez seems locked in early. The pitch. Sandoval goes chasing, and it's 0-2. We're getting a feel this inning for why Martinez is nearing 100 strikeouts for the year. Gann has a shot certainly at the Barnstormers single-season record held by John Anderson. And there's a swing and a miss. Jorge Martinez is making very quick work of the Lancaster Barnstormers tonight. He's retired all 6 batters, 2 on strikes, and he's thrown only 15 pitches so far. We're through 1.5 here at Peoples Bank Park, and there is no score.
Localflavor.com, local flavor, localflavor.com, local flavor.
Excuse me, are you saying localflavor.com?
Oh, yeah, it's where I save big bucks on all kinds of things. Home improvement projects, dining out, family fun, electronics, jewelry, clothing. I even bought my wife a fancy spa package for half price.
Half price?
Yep, you know all the deals you find in Clipper Magazine.
I love Clipper Magazine.
Well, they're all on localflavor.com, too. And you can get them right on your phone, thanks to localflavor.com's mobile app. Here, take a look.
Well, this app is amazing. Look at all these restaurants, amusement parks, car washes, fitness centers. This is worth sharing about.
Exactly. Localflavor.com online, the Local Flavor mobile app, and Clipper Magazine together. It's like a triple play.
Do the cheer again. I'm in.
Localflavor.com, Local Flavor. Come on, everybody! Localflavor.com, Local Flavor. Localflavor.com, Local Flavor.
Into the bottom half of the second inning. 86 degrees now at 10:26 in the evening. And I've been trying to decide whether hydration or caffeine will be more important by the end of this game, because they tend to work against each other. Caffeine, of course, is a natural diuretic, and I'm not sure which direction to go. For the moment, I'm sticking with water. It is steamy here in York. Bottom of the second, Nelly Rodriguez, Melky Mesa, and Connor Lean will step in for the York Revolution. The Barnstormers trying to rebuild a 2-game lead in the North Division second half. This series is going to be a challenge. Nobody can figure out why York is only 5-9. They got absolutely demolished back-to-back games by Gastonia earlier in the week, and then turned it around yesterday. They got a win in a daytime game. Well, the Revs have not played since a day game tomorrow, so their circadian rhythms might really be messed up. They started at 11 o'clock yesterday morning and now 10 o'clock at night. That's quite a change. First pitch off the outside corner and a ball to Rodriguez. It's 1-0, 237 hitter with 11 home runs. Bumped out of the cleanup slot by the arrival of Telvin Nash. 1-0. That's inside for ball two. Rodriguez all year seemed to have no strike zone. He has walked an unbelievable number of times in our season series. Gann's been awfully close with the first two, and now that ball is slugged to left center field. Racing back on it is Dunston to the wall, and the walls will not contain it. Nelly Rodriguez at 10:28 in the evening gives the York Revolution a lead with the home run to left center field on a 2-ball and no strike pitch. Rodriguez will circle him for the 12th time this year, only his second against the Barnstormers. The Revs are up by the score of 1-0 on the leadoff home run here in the second inning. Cameron Gann surrendering his 11th home run on the season. The most has been hit off of Oscar De La Cruz, who has surrendered 12. Here is Melky Mesa, batting .254 with 7 home runs and 44 driven in. Partial swing. He did not go, says the first base umpire, Bill Worthington. And to Mesa, it is 1 ball and no strikes. The Barnstormers have not solved the road issues this year. They're 11-25 outside of Clipper Magazine Stadium, though the best of their play on the road ultimately has been here in York. Outside of Pennsylvania, the record is very subpar. Here's a 1-1 on Mesa. Gann over the top is low, and we go to 2 balls and 1 strike. The Barnstormers have won 4 of 8 here in York this year. 7-21, the record outside of the Keystone State. They've been all right in Kentucky, 3-3 there. 3-6 in New York State, and then there's that 0-6 in Maryland and 1-6 in North Carolina. Foul to the right. We go to 2 balls and 2 strikes now. And, of course, the Barnstormers have not played a game in West Virginia yet this season. Mesa bats 2-2, 1-0 York leading here in the bottom of the second inning. Nobody out, nobody on. Gann into his motion. And Mesa hits a pop fly out to shallow right field. Sandoval coming in. He will call off Mercedes to make the catch. We see Ariel for the first time defensively. Not a spectacular play, but definitely a solid one. And good communication between Sandoval and Mercedes. We have one out. Connor Lean, the center fielder, coming to the plate. He's hitting .273 with 11 homers and 41 runs batted in. Go back to that unfortunate turn of events where Lean left the Barnstormers, asked for his release because he wasn't getting what he felt was enough playing time. And then the next day signed with York. He is an everyday player in this lineup, and he has solidified it. And, of course, a very good center fielder. Just ask Kelly Dugan. Ball 1-0 is the count to Lean, and a fastball from Gann is high. He's fallen behind all three hitters this inning. And then, of course, Mark Zagunis left the Barnstormers, and Lancaster was left shorthanded in the outfield, and Ross is still trying to solve the outfield situation this year. He's been operating with three outfielders and sometimes two for a good chunk of this season. 3-0 the count on Lean with Jeffrey Perez, the switch-hitting second baseman, waiting on deck. Gann into the motion. The delivery gets the plate. It's 3-1. With Boyd leaving and Clark getting hurt, De Aza signing with the Ducks, Lean leaving, Zagunis leaving. And strike two as Gann fights back here. Full count, one out, bottom of the second, 1-0 York on the Nelly Rodriguez home run. Outfield straight away against Lean. There's a swing and a miss. Gann came all the way back to get him. And Cameron now has struck out his second here tonight. Martinez with 99, Gann with 96, and a good possibility that both will surpass 100 strikeouts in our ball game here this evening. Lamson from Southern Maryland, 92 prior to tonight. So these are, in fact, the top two. Jeffrey Perez steps in, swinging a foul right back to the backstop, and it hit the top of the concrete section and popped high into the air. One strike, the count on the switch hitting Perez. He has done little against the Barnstormers, 3 out of 33, with just a couple of runs batted in the season series. Slow chopper toward first base, foul, played by Sandy De Leon in the coach's box. It is 0-2. Man, it's been so long since the Barnstormers and Revs have gotten together, all of, about 2 weeks. Playing each other 32 times this year. Fouled into the backstop. Perez continues to bat at no balls and 2 strikes. Gann fell behind Rodriguez 2-0 on a couple of pitches that at least were close. Gave up the home run. He's been able to settle down here. 0-2. Perez starts the bat. Did not go. This time, Jerry Martinez over at third making the call. 1-2. I thought Mesa had gone. I thought Perez held. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Lenin Rodriguez, the catcher, waits on deck. And a 1-2. Perez will look at that low. Ball 2 and 2 strikes. Well, hopefully this dual name thing doesn't carry over from the last series into this one. The Gonzalez's, Alfredo and Jovan, left carnage at Clipper Magazine Stadium. Now you've got the Rodriguez's, Nelly and Lenin in this series. Off the hands and into center field, a base hit for Perez. And that will give York a 2-out base runner here in the second inning. Lenin Rodriguez, the catcher, will come to the plate. He is hitting .230 with 4 homers and 13 runs batted in. I'm not sure I will ever forget the series that Alfredo Gonzalez had over the last 6 games. 5 home runs, 16 runs batted in, which prompts me to take a gander at what he did earlier tonight in the 4-3 Charleston win over Wild Health. He was 1 for 4 with an RBI. Barnstormers would have taken that. Perez takes off right away. Pitch is high. Throw by Peroni is late. That was a big start off the base for Jeffrey Perez. He has his 11th steal. Lenin Rodriguez can tack on a second run here. Charleston made 3 more errors in that game, but they won. One by Scott Burcham, one by Diego Goris, and they brought Ryan Lawler back. He pitched and made an error. He actually got the win. He was the guy who started a week ago tonight. Then they deactivated him. So apparently you don't have to be on for a week if you're not on the injured list. Kevin Segrist got the save in that game. And they used Isaac Sanchez again. Breaking ball is high. Lenin Rodriguez bats at 2-0. Kentucky just 2 for 12 with runners in scoring position. Left 11 runners on base. 2 balls and no strikes. Perez, the runner at second base. Here's the offering to Lenin Rodriguez. It's fouled back into the twines. And we go to 2-1. In the game between Long Island and Southern Maryland, 11 hits for the Ducks. DeAza, Sam Travis, Debinson Romero, and Carlos Castro, who's now there, all hit home runs. 2 balls, 1 strike. Gann snaps off a breaking ball at his high, 3-1. Southern Maryland has a couple of thinner spots in the rotation now here in the second half. They had 4 runs on 4 hits. They only knocked in 2. Alex Crosby had those 2 runs batted in. 3-1 now on Rodriguez. He'll swing and miss against a Gann fastball. J.C. Encarnacion waits on deck. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Perez, the runner at second base with 2 outs. York already on top here tonight. Southern Maryland, by the way, scored 4 runs in the top of the first in that game. Last night, in the other venue, Long Island scored 7 in the top of the first. Southern Maryland rallied to win that. Final score of that game last night was 11-10. High Point with the narrow 2-1 lead, or 2-1 win, I should say, over Gastonia. It is ball 4, just low. Rodriguez joins Perez on the bases. And we're back to the top of the order, and J.C. Encarnacion, who grounded to shortstop to start off the game. Mark Johnson is going to pay a mound visit. And I think he's just going to try and calm down Gann right now. He got 2 outs and hasn't been able to get the third one. Still just a 1-run inning for the Revs, but as much success as Encarnacion's had against the Barnstormers, that could change quickly here. Gastonia had to go to a bullpen game tonight. Craig Stem gave High Point 6 solid innings. Quincy Lattimore with a home run for the Rockers. So who knows where this is all headed. The Barnstormers have lost their last 2. And after that red-hot streak, some signs of a little bit of sluggishness at the moment. J.C. Encarnacion takes a breaking ball up and out of the zone. Ball 1 and no strikes. Gann has already walked 2 tonight. 1 ball and no strikes on the York right fielder with Perez at second, Rodriguez at first, 2 outs. Gann to the plate, and his breaking ball is high again. He's now in danger of loading the bases in front of Elmer Reyes. Perez was trailing in the count, hit one, it looked like off the wrists, got it past Mercedes up the middle. He has stolen second. Lenin Rodriguez walked on a full count pitch. And now Gann trails Encarnacion at 2 balls and no strikes. Cam working out of the set. Here's the pitch, and that's driven toward right center field. Hustling over is Dunston. He dives and comes up short. It's all the way through to the wall. Perez will score. Rodriguez is coming. And on the way to third is Encarnacion with a triple. Well, you can't fault Dunston for trying there, and he got awfully close to a diving catch, but the ball slid past the outside of his glove. 2-run score. York out to a 3-0 lead. And those that showed up for Midnight Madness are hooting and hollering here at Peoples Bank Park. Encarnacion, the runner at third. The batter is Elmer Reyes, who grounded to third his first time up. York has built and built and built this team, and this is a ball club. Once it gets going, they could score 20 runs on any given night. I'm not saying they're going to tonight, but they had it those first 2 games against Gastonia earlier in the week, and now a ball is low on Reyes. It is 1-0. Encarnacion at third with 2 outs. 1-0. Gann will fire, and that ball is hit high in the air out toward left field. Robinson marching back toward the track, has room and makes the catch as Reyes just got under that one. But it's a big second inning for York. 3 runs on 3 hits. There were no errors. Encarnacion left at third. We're done with 2 tonight, and it is 3-0 in favor of the York Revolution.
The sounds of summer. Can it get any better? Oh yeah, I forgot about that one. Discover the intuitive technology of the Lexus hybrid lineup. Explore the possibilities of a Lexus at the Golden Opportunity sales event, now through September 6th. See Bobby Rahal Lexus in Mechanicsburg or Lancaster County.
Pennsylvanians are creating their own soundtrack. Thanks to PA Lottery Scratch-Offs, excitement's back. Pennies, nickels, dimes, or quarters, no matter your choice, scratching's always in order. With big top prizes and second chance drawings, thrills await. They're out there calling. If it's excitement you seek and you're looking for action, play the PA Lottery. And keep on scratching. Must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
At Clipper Magazine Stadium, we have hot dogs and popcorn, peanuts, soda, and nachos. But what if, say, you are only 3 months old and mom wants to have a night out and watch the Barnstormers? Well, thanks to May Grant Obstetrics and Gynecology, the littlest of Stormer fans now have a place to go for dinner during the game. Tots can take mom to the Little Sluggers dugout behind Section 13 at the stadium for a comfortable private feeding experience. A brightly painted room with comfortable furniture and TVs tuned to the game, it is the perfect spot for baby and mom during a night at the ballpark.
The Barnstormers are down by 3 here as we go to the top of the 3rd inning. Peroni, Lair, and Hoover to step in. I don't know if you've heard about what is taking place tonight at Fenway Park, but the Red Sox are getting their butts kicked by the guys from north of the border. Toronto is up 27-5 in the 8th inning. The Blue Jays had those 27 runs over the first 6 innings. 27 runs for Toronto and 26 hits. The Red Sox have contributed a couple of errors. It has just been nasty. So here's Peroni as Jorge Martinez is yet to allow a base runner. First pitch to Anthony upstairs for ball 1-0. He's gotten 6 outs on just 15 pitches. As Jorge Martinez. 1-0. Anthony hits a pop fly down the right field line. Long way to go. Encarnacion will be there to make the catch for out number 1. I never thought he had a chance to catch that fly ball. I thought Peroni was looking at a single or maybe even a double. Here is Trace Lair, the third baseman, batting .224 with a couple of home runs and 18 runs batted in. Fresh legs for J.C. Encarnacion even after the triple in the bottom of the second inning. Elsewhere in the major leagues, Cincinnati has defeated St. Louis 9-5. The Cubs trashed the Phils 15-2. 1 out, and here is the pitch to Lair. That is inside and low. Ball 1, no strikes. Jake Hoover on deck. Miami defeats Pittsburgh 8-1. The Yankees lead the Orioles 7-6 going into the bottom of the ninth. San Diego has knocked off the Mets 4-1, foul to the screen, and the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Atlanta 7-0 over the Angels at the end of 7. Tampa Bay has a 5-1 edge on Kansas City in the bottom of the 7th. The Indians, or Guardians, pardon me, up 8-2 over the White Sox in the 7th inning. 1 ball and 1 strike to Trace Lair. Martinez to the plate and on the hands, and that is fouled off. Make it 1-2. Milwaukee and Colorado knotted at 3 in the 7th inning. Arizona has a 4-0 lead over the Nationals in the 4th. Texas and Oakland 1-1, bottom 4. Houston leads Seattle 1-0 at the end of 2, and the Dodgers are up 1-0 over San Francisco in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Lair stays with the sidearm delivery, fouling it to the screen, and we will continue at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Already 3-0 in favor of York. Barnstormers have now been outscored 21-6 over a little bit less than 2 games. The slider is low. Lair remains alive with a count of 2 balls and 2 strikes here. Jake Hoover starting for the first time since last Friday, waiting on deck. Here's a 2-2. Lair looks at strike 3. That is the 100th strikeout of the season for Jorge Martinez. 2 are gone, and the batter is the shortstop, Jake Hoover. He'll step in, batting .221 with 3 homers. He's driven in 19. Looks like York has adjusted to this game time change much, much better than the Barnstormers have, but of course that could have a lot to do with Martinez as well. He is just locked in out there tonight. To Hoover, off the outside corner for a ball, it's 1-0. There's so much lateral movement on these deliveries from Martinez, no matter what arm slot. Fastball for a strike. It is 1-1. And he just works the corner so effectively. The Barnstormers have beaten him twice, so they have it in them. But they've beaten him in relatively low-scoring games. To Hoover, here's the 1-1. Jake, a half swing and a foul ball up into the screen by the first base dugout. Mark Mason will come out and retrieve the loose baseball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now the count on Hoover. Gann gets roughed up in the bottom of the 2nd inning, trailing 3-0. Here's the 1-2, way outside and low, but you may have picked it up in the camera. Lenin Rodriguez was set up out of the strike zone. That was never intended to be a strike on a call, but it was intended to get Hoover chasing with 2 strikes in the count. It didn't work. It's 2-2, and Rodriguez still set up away. Here's the pitch, and that is strike 3 called on the outside corner. It's almost unreachable because of the lateral movement, but it gets the front edge. 4 strikeouts for Jorge Martinez tonight. We'll go to the bottom of the 3rd. York leading by the score of 3-0.
Celebrate the history of our national pastime at the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown. See priceless treasures that will bring your baseball memories to life. Connect with events that have shaped and changed the game and our country. Our stories to tell, your memories to share. Plan your family visit today at baseballhall.org. See you in Cooperstown, where the journey becomes legend.
Are you sick and tired of washers that don't use enough water or take 2 hours to clean and don't last more than a few years? Well, come into Gockenauer's in East Petersburg now and let us show you the Speed Queen commercial grade laundry. Built the old-fashioned way with warranties up to 7 full years. Gockenauer's will deliver and install your new Speed Queen, and we know you'll be fully satisfied with your purchase. Gockenauer's in East Petersburg, your hometown dealer for 73 years.
Three 0 York. We go to the bottom of the third inning here tonight, and it will be Carlos Franco, Telvin Nash, and Nelly Rodriguez stepping in. York has a middle of the order that's absolutely frightening right now with these three, and then Mesa. And ahead of them, Encarnacion and Reyes, or it could be Stokes and Reyes. This lineup is capable of utter devastation, but it hasn't been consistent. And York has lost more than they've won over the course of the season. They're 36-44 total coming into tonight, with the Barnstormers 40-41. This is a week that could be really treacherous for this Barnstormers ball club. 3 games here in York against this lineup, and the Barnstormers are still playing shorthanded. And then 3 against Southern Maryland during the week coming up. And the Barnstormers have not found a way to beat Southern Maryland all season. 9 close games, 9 Southern Maryland wins. So this is a week to watch out for. The Barnstormers ultimately would love to go 3-3, I think, in these next 6. A ball is inside and low. Carlos Franco drew a walk back in the first inning. Gann will fire. He's down and in again. 2 balls and no strikes. Barnstormers with a terrific home record this year, 29-16. They have suffered on the road. Called strike, it's 2-1. Just 11-25, down 3-0 tonight. Franco awaits the 2-1. There is strike 2 toward the outer part of the plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes. We'll see if Gann can begin to rack up some strikeouts here. York will fan quite a bit. Here's a 2-2. That's inside, and Gann has gone deep into another count. This has been an issue, but it's not just Gann. It's many in the Barnstormers rotation. The hard throwers who don't always get the ball over the plate. Here is the payoff. Franco goes the other way. A deep fly ball, left center field. Way back it goes, and the walls will not contain it. That is his 27th of the year, and York now is up by the score of 4-0. As I said, this could really be a treacherous week. If the Barnstormers come out of these next 6 games 3-3, I think that's going to be a plus. This series is set up to not go well, and it's certainly not started well. Franco with a home run, and now Nash will step in. Gann has looked a little bit frustrated out there tonight. He's given up 2 home runs and a triple. Nash will step in. He struck out swinging back in the first inning. At York, out to a 4-0 lead. The Barnstormers have not had a base runner, so they've got to hope that Martinez cracks. Now a ball is low to Nash. It is 1-0. Gann making his 4th start of the year against the Revs. The Barnstormers see Martinez for the 5th time. 1-0 pitch. That is cut on and missed. 2nd inning in a row that has started with a York home run after Gann has fallen behind in the count. It was Nelly Rodriguez last inning. 1 ball, 1 strike. Gann will kick. He fires high and outside, ball 2, and the count is 2-1. By Tuesday, the Barnstormers roster, I am told, will look a little bit different than its present state. Not a major overhaul, but Ross has been able to get a couple guys coming in, and he's got roster room. High fly ball toward the right field line. Plenty of time for Sandoval to get over. Well, Lancaster's gotten through Nash twice, and with one out, Nelly Rodriguez will step in. Rodriguez with a home run to that downtown playground. That's the area where the home runs go in this facility, because to the arch nemesis, you have to get the ball up and over the wall. And that's not always the easiest thing to do. But left center field gives up home runs like the picnic deck and the backyard give them up in Lancaster. 4-0 Revs with one out in the bottom of the third. And Nelly Rodriguez will take a pitch well outside and low. It is ball one, no strikes here. Gann has already thrown 56 pitches here tonight. Martinez only 28 through 3 innings. 1-0. That is outside and low. 2 balls and no strikes. And I definitely think that one item going into next year is that the Barnstormers have got to get one starter and one guy in the bullpen that's a finesse pitcher. Now, Nelly Rodriguez in his absent strike zone at 3-0. The Jorge Martinez's, the Darrell Thompsons, the Joe Iorios, they're good as gold here. 3-1. Now on Rodriguez. 1 out, nobody on. York leading by 4 here in the bottom half of the third inning. Cameron Gann goes to work. Here's a 3-1. He gets it there. It's 3-2 on the York DH. The Barnstormers really need to get somebody who's going to help the batting order. And now a drive again by Rodriguez. This one will clear the arch nemesis, and it's 5-0. York is just lighting up the skies tonight. Third home run in 2 1/3 innings off Gann, and the Barnstormers cannot afford to go to the bullpen early. Not after the starter failed to get an out last night. And these are the situations that Ross finds himself in over and over again. Melky Mesa now will step in. Mesa fly to right his first time up. Ross has to have Gann take one for the team here, as he had to use 5 different relievers last night. Gann will fire and miss low. It is ball 1, no strikes. He hasn't been able to get the ball consistently in the strike zone. He's missed with better than half. And those that have been strikes, he's given up 3 homers and a triple. Ball 2 is high. It is 2-0. And at the moment, Cameron Gann seems all out of sorts out there. And I can't blame him. 2-0, the count to Mesa. Gann will bring it home and deliver a strike. We get to 2-1. And the Barnstormers bullpen is quiet. It's how we always talk about it. One game rolls into another and to another and to another. The 2-1. And that ball is screamed toward left center field. Racing over is Dunston. He'll dive. And again, he comes up a little bit short. Mesa will stop at second with a double. Sean Dunston Jr. has gone headlong twice tonight. He hasn't reeled in either one. And we have the 5th extra base hit for the Revs in 2 1/3 innings. Off of Cameron Gann tonight. Connor Lean will step in. He struck out back in the second. York enjoying a 5-0 lead. And the Barnstormers will look to another day which comes up in an hour. It's going to be awfully hard to come back in this one. Mark Johnson is already taking his second mound visit tonight. And the Barnstormers, it appears, are going to get somebody ready in the bullpen. Now, ordinarily, this would be Brett Clark, but he went 4 2/3 last night. So I don't know what Ross has in mind here. I don't know that he's going to want to go back to Dominic DeSabatino, who would also be somebody you could use long. Chase Johnson has worked a lot lately. I mean, this is an unpleasant situation for the Barnstormers. They've got to get some outs. Gann now has given up 6 hits, 5 runs, and he's worked just 2 1/3 innings. Noel Polanco coaching third, Sandy De Leon first. They've had a lot of traffic. To Connor Lean, it is outside on ball 1. 1-0. Gann's in that situation where it looks like he doesn't know quite what to do. He hasn't been able to get calls around the edges, or so it's appeared. And York is teeing off on the ones toward the middle. His breaking ball is high. It is 2-0. And right now, it doesn't look like the Barnstormers have been able to come up with a game plan. Not even a mound visit from Mark Johnson is working. And those usually do, at least for a batter or two. 2 balls, no strikes. Mesa leads off second. Gann will fire. That is cut on and missed. So we go to 2 balls and 1 strike. We know Gann can throw over 100 pitches, but he's really got to slow the pace down tonight. He's averaged, as of right now, better than 22 pitches an inning, and he's not close to being through this one. It's a lean 2-1, fastball up and away, 3 balls and a strike. In the second inning, the first 2 pitches seemed close to Nelly Rodriguez, and both were called balls. And since then, York has just taken Gann all over the yard. It is Tyler Sullentrop warming up in the Barnstormers bullpen. Not somebody you would necessarily want to bring into a game in the 3rd inning. 3-2, the count to Lean. Mesa, the runner, at second, with 1 out, 5-0 York. Gann to the plate, and he misses the outside corner, ball 4. He's given up his 3rd walk. Jeffrey Perez, the second baseman, will come in. Perez singled into center field back in the 2nd inning. The Barnstormers don't have a position player that they could use to pitch later on. You don't have a Galen or a Gindel that in the past you've been able to use if a game gets out of control. It's not there yet, but this has all the makings of something that could get out of hand by the time the night is over. Perez will step in with Mesa at second, Lean at first, and 1 out. Infield set up double play depth, except Lair is up slightly at third with Perez batting from the left side of the plate. Gann takes too long, and Perez will back out. Right-hander comes set, swing and a miss. He had Perez down in the count back in the 2nd inning, and it looked like Cameron would get out of that 2nd inning with just the leadoff home run by Nelly Rodriguez, and then Perez able to get enough on a line drive to get it past the second baseman Mercedes and into center. That is strike 2 at the knees. And we have an 0-2 count. But Gann is already across 70 pitches for the game, and he only has 1 out here in the 3rd inning. But this is just not a good situation for the Lancaster Barnstormers and their pitching staff, which I had, of course, been very highly touting coming into the second half, and they got off to a great start in this half. But the last few days, the pitching has gone somewhat sour. 1-2 now on Jeffrey Perez with one out. Melky Mesa at second. Connor Lean, the runner at first base. Gann peering in, getting the sign from Peroni, and they still haven't gotten together. Time is called. The fans that turned out for this tonight are really enjoying it. One, two on the way. Perez will go down swinging. That is a second out, and a very important one, really, for Gann and the Barnstormers here in the third inning. Lenin Rodriguez will step in. He walked his first time up. Two outs, two on. Gann now with the opportunity at least to get the Barnstormers through this third inning. They would lose the designated hitter, of course, if Gann cannot go 5. But the most troubling part is the second night in a row. Ball is high, 1-0. Silk never got an out last night before having to leave. And Gann, they had a fine first inning, but he's given up 5 extra base hits, 3 walks, fastball to the outside corner, and he is now even with the number 9 hitter at a ball and a strike. So I'm not quite sure what plan B is for the Barnstormers and Ross Peoples here tonight. 1 ball, 1 strike, swung on and missed. Again, rearing back and giving it a little bit extra. It's 1-2. 18th batter faced by Gann tonight. He's averaged over 4 pitches per batter. He's averaged now 26 pitches an inning and still is not through this one. 1 ball, 2 strikes. On the other side, Jorge Martinez has given the Barnstormers absolutely nothing. It's been 9 up, 9 down on 28 pitches, 4 strikeouts. 1-2, and Lenin Rodriguez, he went too far on that. Back-to-back strikeouts to close out the inning, so the Barnstormers stay in the neighborhood anyhow. But it's 2 runs on a couple of solo home runs, 3 hits in the inning, no errors, and York strands 2. At the end of 3, the Revs are up by the score of 5-0.
Like craft beers? Then the best place to be in Lancaster is Clipper Magazine Stadium. That's right, celebrate baseball or just a night with your friends at the Broken Bat Deck down the right field line. The Broken Bat features more than 20 local craft breweries, plus product from a local winery. Food including Otto's Meatballs is sold off a pub-style menu. So get together, hang out with your friends, or make some new ones. Enjoy a night of craft beer sampling along with a Barnstormers game.
Get out of the heat and dive under the sea this summer with Disney's Little Mermaid at Dutch Apple Dinner Theater. Join Ariel on her adventure from the sea through the human world. Based off a 1989 animated film, Disney's Little Mermaid will keep kids young and old entertained. Performances are Tuesday through Sunday with matinee and evening show options available. Each performance also includes a buffet-style meal prior to the show. Call Dutch Apple Dinner Theater at 717-898-1900 or visit us at dutchapple.com to reserve your tickets today.
For nearly 50 years, Orthopedic Associates of Lancaster has provided a full spectrum of care for athletes of all ages and skill levels. Orthopedic Associates of Lancaster offers on-site urgent care, X-ray, MRI, immobilization, and is committed to helping you manage and prevent injuries, getting you back in the game as soon as possible. Orthopedic Associates of Lancaster is located at 1700 Cornwall Road in Lebanon, or you can visit them on the web at fixbones.com.
5 runs on 6 hits, no errors, 4 left for York. 0s across for the Barnstormers here through 3 innings. And you hope, and we've talked about this so often, that every starting pitcher, no matter how great a night goes, will have an inning where he's off. And it depends on exactly what happens that inning. If a couple line drives get caught, that's very often how great games, no hitters happen. Or if some bleeder hits get through, you can all of a sudden put together a 4 or 5 run inning and get back in the game. Dunston leads off the fourth. He's 0 for 1 tonight. He drops a bunt down. Martinez will let it roll. It stays on the grass, and that will break up the perfecto. Just leading off the fourth inning. Dunston aboard with a leadoff bunt single up the third base line, and you cannot place it better. Runner on with nobody out. That brings on Melvin Mercedes, who flied to center his first time up. Sean Dunston Jr. finding a creative way to try and ignite the Barnstormers offense here. Beautiful bunt single up the third base side. The only thing Martinez and Franco could do was watch it and hope that it would drop off the edge of the grass and roll across the chalk line. It did not, quite obviously. And here is Mercedes. Infield will set up double play depth. We're waiting to see if Mercedes can get a base hit for the 19th straight game. Throw goes to first. Dunston hits the deck. I don't know that the Barnstormers are going to want to try anything on the bases. They haven't had much success doing that over the past couple of games. A throw to first, and Dunston again is back in. They're trying to work him over here in this fourth inning. 5-0. The Revs leading. We'll see if that bunt single can lead to anything here for the Barnstormers. Mercedes is yet to see a pitch, and he'll back out once more. What inning will we be in when the midnight hour strikes? Melvin backs away, takes a pitch low, and gains an edge at 1-0. Andretti Cordero waits on deck. He has hit safely in 7 in a row coming into tonight. Barnstormers can get back into this game if both can extend their streaks in this inning. Dunston takes off. The pitch is a called strike. The throw to second will be late. And Sean gathers his 22nd stolen base since coming to the Barnstormers a month and a half ago. 1 ball, 1 strike. The count on Melvin Mercedes. Three chances to get a run home. I'm surprised to see Dunston running there, but it is still relatively early. Melvin Mercedes batting at a ball and a strike and waiting for the canned organ music to stop. Martinez comes set. Mercedes will look at ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike on the Barnstormers' second baseman. Dunston leads off, swinging a foul tip. Melvin batting at 2-2. Looking for something to turn this game around. It's really tough to pile up runs on Jorge Martinez, but if the Barnstormers can get within a couple here in this fourth inning and then maybe get into the bullpen later. Dunston leads off second. Martinez awaiting the 2-2. The set, the pitch, it is outside, filling the count. It is very important the Barnstormers score in this inning. Dunston being the igniter, this is what makes him a good leadoff hitter. He's done it with his legs here in the fourth inning and at least set the stage for the possibility of 1 run. 3-2 to Mercedes. The pitch is hit down the right field line. That, however, is going to curl foul and out of play. Melvin Mercedes, with his newfound power, not far away from homering for the 3rd straight game. but the ball hooked foul. It just would not flatten out for him. It is still 3 balls and 2 strikes to the Lancaster second baseman. Martinez surviving the scare there. That would have had to have stayed perfectly straight down the line to have a chance. And that doesn't happen terribly often. Mercedes continuing to bat 3 balls and 2 strikes. Martinez comes set. Here's the payoff, and Melvin walks. Well, it won't extend the hitting streak. The on-base streak is now at 19. Here's Andretti Cordero with runners at first and second. Nobody out here in the 4th inning. Cordero popped up his first trip. Cordero with 13 of his runs batted in against York. The Barnstormers still have action lightly in the bullpen. I don't know if they're going to make the change after this 3rd inning or not. You'd rather leave Gann in the ball game if you can, so as to not sap your bullpen, but I don't know that's in the offing here either. To Cordero, a swing and a miss as Martinez drops to the side. It's 0-1. Next offering, fastball cut on and missed. It's 0-2. Guys like Cordero, who generally get the ball in play, but somebody like Jorge Martinez will be extraordinarily tough on them. When Lancaster last faced Martinez, they won the game 4-2. That was the night Clark got hurt. Well off the outside corner. Cordero would not fish for it. It is ball 1, 1-2. Colton Shaver hit a home run in that game. Dunston had 3 hits off of him. Barnstormers only got 7 hits and 2 runs in 6 innings. Here's the 1-2 on Andretti. He spoils it. So he'll get to stick around with a count of 1 ball and 2 strikes. Dunston at second, Mercedes at first with nobody out here in the 4th inning as the Barnstormers try to narrow the gap, down 5-0. First base runners all night against Jorge Martinez. He was fabulous the first time through the batting order. 1-2, the count to Cordero. Robinson on deck. Here is the set and the pitch. Ball 2 slid just past the outside corner in some outstanding plate discipline on the part of Cordero. 2 balls, 2 strikes. I don't think Ross is likely to start the runners here, but he could at some point, even if it gets to 3-2. The pitch, ground ball, shortstop, and this should be 2 out at second. And the throw from Perez back to first. They turn the double play, 6-4-3. Dunston left at third with 2 outs. The one issue with Cordero, and when you compare it with everything else he has done, it's minor, but he does ground into a lot of double plays because he puts the ball in play virtually every at-bat. So they turn 2, and it's left to Trayvon Robinson if the Barnstormers are to score here in this 4th inning. Robinson struck out looking back in the 2nd. Dunston at third with 2 gone. York with the 5-0 lead. Here's the pitch. Robinson, a little punch to the shortstop. Reyes with the catch. Martinez is out of the inning. No runs on a hit with no errors, and the Barnstormers leave that leadoff runner over at third. We're through 3.5. York is up 5-0.
Pennsylvanians are creating their own soundtrack. Thanks to PA Lottery Scratch-Offs, excitement's back. Pennies, nickels, dimes, or quarters, no matter your choice, scratching's always in order. With big top prizes and second chance drawings, thrills await. They're out there calling. If it's excitement you seek and you're looking for action, play the PA Lottery. And keep on scratching. Must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians. every day.
Hey kids, join the coolest club in town, the Storm Force. The Storm Force is presented by the Lancaster Barnstormers and Commonwealth Charter Academy. For only $25, kids under 12 get an entire summer of Barnstormers fun with 12 game tickets, a t-shirt and bag, the chance to go first when kids run the bases, exclusive activities, and coupons from Dutch Wonderland, Chocolate World, and more. Don't miss out on all the fun. Go to LancasterBarnstormers.com and sign up.
Well, the Barnstormers do make the switch and go to Tyler Sullentrop to start the fourth inning. Gann goes 3 and allows 6 hits, 5 runs, all earned, with 3 walks and 4 strikeouts. So he does not get to the century mark in strikeouts tonight, whereas Martinez has reached 101 now with his 4 this evening. 5-0 the score. Sullentrop inherits the ball game. Tyler, big right-hander, 6'3", 225 pounds from Plantation, Florida, outside the Fort Lauderdale, Hollywood area. His 34th ball game, tying Chase Johnson for the club lead. He's 2-2 with a 3.48 ERA. Boy, did he have a rough one against Charleston last Sunday, and then definitely got everything righted and had a very important relief appearance in the 8th on Wednesday night, maintaining the 7-7 tie. He got the side in order. Is Encarnacion to be followed by Reyes and Franco against Sullentrop here in the 4th inning. Tyler starts with a breaking ball, and that's across on Encarnacion. The count is 0-1. The Barnstormers had the shot in the top of the 4th inning. They'll need to get another chance. Martinez did a nifty job pitching out of it. Fastball is high, and Encarnacion bats at 1 ball and 1 strike. If you want to console yourself with what's going on in this game so far, all you need to do is look at that score between the Blue Jays and the Red Sox today. Encarnacion swings wildly at a pitch outside. It is 1-2. It ended 28-5, Toronto winning. I was reminded that the Texas Rangers years ago scored 30 against Baltimore. Strike 3 on the outside corner. Encarnacion goes down looking. Sullentrop starts off in fine fashion. But again, the Barnstormers, they are adding a pitcher tomorrow. Again, the guy's name is Gray Fenter, pardon me. Everybody keeps trying to add an extra letter to his name. I was told earlier today we were getting Gray Fenster. And I looked up Gray Fenster. I could not find anything about a Gray Fenster. And I was told, oh, this guy's out of the Giants organization. I'm like, really? And I looked around. Oh, he doesn't have an S in his name. But just to match it, I just added another N to it. It's Fenter, F-E-N-T-E-R. Had a very nice season with the Orioles last year. He was an Orioles farmhand originally, a young man out of the state of Arkansas. Not sure quite yet what his role will be. Sullentrop is low to Reyes. We go to 2-0. Reyes is 0 for 2 on the night with a ground out and a fly out to fairly deep left field, but a ball he got under way too much. 2-0. Sullentrop will deal. That is cut on and missed. Hard-throwing right-hander is Tyler Sullentrop. Had some very good crowds around Major League Baseball on this Friday night. They had nearly 43,000 in Atlanta, nearly 37,000 at Citi Field. Fly ball right center field. Settling back is Sandoval. He certainly looks steady out in right field so far. 2 outs, and Carlos Franco will be the batter. He has walked and homered. So Fenter is the first guy in. And there are others coming that I'm not sure how many or when. Two outs, nobody on base. Franco has walked, and he's homered to the opposite field. He has that swing down here at Peoples Bank Park, going the other way. He's done it often among his 27 home runs, but he also has good power to right. Sullendrop is down and in. Ball 1-0. The count on Franco. Telvin Nash waiting on deck. Cincinnati beat St. Louis. The Cubs hurt the Phillies 15-2, but it's just one loss. 8-1 Miami over Pittsburgh. Strike to the outside corner, and now it is 1-1 on Franco. Yankees held off the Orioles 7-6. San Diego beat the Mets 4-1. It was that debacle at Fenway if you're a Red Sox fan. Inside and low. 2 balls and a strike. Atlanta over LA 8-1, the Angels, that is. Tampa Bay 7-3 over Kansas City. They're going to the bottom of the ninth, also going to the bottom of the ninth. The Cleveland Guardians up 8-2 over the Chicago White Sox. Colorado-Milwaukee still tied at 3. They're in the top of the ninth inning. 2 balls, 1 strike here on Franco. Driven foul to the left. Sullendrop matching him in 2 balls and 2 strikes with Nash waiting on deck. The shift once again is on against Franco, despite where he hit the ball the last time. He's given the entire left field line, infield all the way out. He's got about a 25-degree wedge of the infield. 2-2. Sullendrop deals, and it's fought off the wrists. The count will continue at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Arizona's up 5-0 over the Nats. Oakland 4, Texas 1. They're through 5.5. Houston 2, Seattle 0 in the 4th, and the Dodgers lead San Francisco 1-0 in the 4th. That game at Fenway, 37,000. I hope a couple of them were Toronto fans, so somebody didn't go away horrified. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Sullendrop fans his second. Oh, very nice inning for Sullendrop. He went up and in with the fastball there against Franco. 1, 2, 3 go the Revs. We're at the end of 4, and York continues to lead 5-0.
Ah, the sounds of summer. Can it get any better? Oh yeah, I forgot about that one. Discover the confidence of Lexus Safety System Plus. Explore the possibilities of a Lexus at the Golden Opportunity Sales Event, now through September 6th. See Bobby Rahal Lexus in Mechanicsburg or Lancaster County.
Not a substitute for safe and attentive driving practices. See Owner's Manual.
There is a weekend in July where the baseball world revolves around a village in upstate New York. Baseball Hall of Fame Induction Weekend in Cooperstown is an unforgettable experience full of family-friendly activities and priceless moments. Make your plans today for July 22nd through 25th for the induction of Bud Fowler, Gil Hodges, Jim Cott, Minnie Minoso, Tony Oliva, Buck O'Neill, and David Ortiz as the class of 2022. Visit baseballhall.org today for the
Dave Collins back with you from Peoples Bank Park for our Midnight Madness special start here against the York Revolution, and it's pretty much been all York so far, 5-0 the score. Lancaster will have the pitcher spot to start off this 5th inning, and Sullendrop will in fact bat. Then it'll be followed by Sandoval and Peroni. Sullendrop batting for the first time this year. Barnstormers pitchers have 1 hit, and I believe if you add it all up, it is 1 for 14 for the Lancaster pitching staff. Brett Clark is 0 for 5. He's had the most swings. Oscar Dela Cruz, 1 out of 3. Aker and Graham are both 0 for 1. Wes Tunnel is 0 for 1, and a couple of the guys that are no longer around have had a plate appearance or two. And we'll see what Sullentrop does with a bat in his hands. Well, this could be interesting facing Martinez. First pitch is a strike across the letters, 0-1. So, of course, with the double hook designated hitter rule, it does cut into the possibility of a rally. Well, Sullentrop knows how to swing the bat. He fouls it off. It's 0-2. But the Barnstormers can go to Tyler Hill and Devon Torrance tonight. That's it. They're still just playing with 11. Sullentrop, hey, fights off another one. That's one more pitch that Jorge Martinez has to throw here tonight. So good job, Tyler. 0-2 with the foul ball. You just never know. I mean, Dela Cruz definitely looks like he knows what to do with a bat in his hand. Here comes the 2-strike pitch. Lined up the middle, base hit center field, Tyler Sullentrop. Oh, there will be celebration over that one. Well, the Barnstormers pitching staff gets the second hit. He sort of waved the wand, fouled away a couple, and then a ringing liner in the center. The hardest hit ball by a Barnstormer in the game. Imagine that. So here's Ariel Sandoval. He struck out back in the second. Sullentrop will get back to the, hey, guys, it's not that hard, really. I mean, you just take this and you do this and you make contact and you try to hit it up the, yeah. Everybody will go, yeah, right. Try it 200 times. To Sandoval, way off the outside corner. He chased back in the first inning. Now he's seen it. Ball 1-0 on Ariel Sandoval. And either Sullentrop sparks the team or at least there will be a little bit of levity over this. 1-0. Martinez is outside again. And Sandoval bats at 2-0. I can pretty much assure you Sullentrop's not stealing second here, though. I would think only bad things could happen there. I mean, he's out to a minimal lead. A little more than a Little League lead where you have to stand on the base. He's just off of it. 2-0 pitch, yanked foul. Sandoval will bat at 2-1. Solid contact, but hooked past Ross Peoples in the coach's box over at third. It is now 2-1. The Barnstormers have a leadoff base hit for the second consecutive inning. Dunston with the bunt last inning, and Sullentrop here. A line single up the middle. 2-1. Oh, the indignity, if at all, if you're Jorge Martinez. Sandoval swings and misses. It's 2-2. I mean, you've got the opposing pitcher up there. He hasn't batted at all. You're thinking it's automatic. You don't give him your best stuff. You don't show it to the other team, do you? And Sullentrop said, hey, I know what to do with this thing in my hands. I've done it before. Sandoval batting at 2-2. Peroni and Lair will follow. Here's the set, the pitch, and Ariel lines a foul. It's up around the stairwell, just this side of the first base dugout. He got through an opening in the netting there and hit the stairs. 2-2. Sandoval trying to add to the inning here and see if the Barnstormers can somehow work their way back into this game. The set, here's the 2-2. He goes chasing it again. Second time that Ariel has struck out tonight. Martinez has fanned 5, and Peroni will step in. Anthony hit a ball down the right field line that I thought for sure was going to drop in starting off the third inning. Encarnacion read it really well off the bat and got there. So it's 1 out, 1 on here in the top half of the fifth inning. 2 hits and a walk surrendered so far by Jorge Martinez. And he has chalked up 5 strikeouts. Infield set, double play depth, and a Peroni. Fastball is over. That is strike 1 called. And recorded at 89, which is higher than I recall Martinez throwing the last time he faced our ball club. Peroni takes a slider. That one misses. And it's 1-1. Sullentrop, well, you can't take much less of a lead and actually call it a lead. But that's what you would expect. He's just to the other side of Nash holding him. Peroni looks at another slider. That is out of the zone, and he certainly checked on the swing. So it's 2-1. Trace Lair is the on-deck batter. The Barnstormers just looking for some kind of a charge tonight. Sullentrop's leadoff base hit. I'm sure he's going to be crowing about it when he gets back to the dugout. Here's the 2-1. Peroni will again pop it up on the right side. This time an easy play for the second baseman, Perez. That is 2 outs. And Trace Lair will step in. Lair struck out looking back in the 3rd inning. Martinez has his best stuff here tonight. And the Barnstormers, after winning 11 of their first 12 on that last homestand, seem to have hit a little bit of a lull. And right now, as I said, this next set of 6 games, 3 here in York and 3 at home against Southern Maryland, are going to tell whether this team is going to stay on top in the North Division or whether they're going to have to scratch and claw to turn things around and get back to first place in the Northern Division. Called strike on Lair. It is 0-1, but definitely this team has hit a lull. You can feel it. It could change at any time, of course. They went into it in the blink of an eye. Low. It's a ball and a strike on Lair. They were up 6-1 on Wednesday night, and everything was looking marvelous. And the next thing you knew, Charleston pulled away in the top of the 9th, won it 10-7. The team was flat last night. What about the 4-run bottom of the 8th inning? They did that against guys who were, in all likelihood, just with West Virginia temporarily. A couple of, I don't want to, it's a disparaging term I was about to use. I don't want to go there, but now Lair, soft liner towards center. Lean is there. That closes out the 5th inning. It started with promise on the leadoff single by Sullentrop, but the Barnstormers never moved him. 1 hit and 1 left. We're halfway through regulation tonight. York leads 5-0.
Localflavor.com, local flavor. Localflavor.com, local flavor.
Excuse me. Are you saying localflavor.com?
Oh, yeah, it's where I save big bucks on all kinds of things. Home improvement projects, dining out, family fun, electronics, jewelry, clothing. I even bought my wife a fancy spa package for half price.
Half price?
Yep, you know all the deals you find in Clipper Magazine.
I love Clipper Magazine.
Well, they're all on localflavor.com, too. And you can get them right on your phone thanks to localflavor.com's mobile app. Here, take a look.
Well, this app is amazing. Look at all these restaurants, amusement parks, car washes, fitness centers. This is worth sharing about.
Exactly. Localflavor.com online, the Local Flavor mobile app, and Clipper Magazine together. It's like a triple play.
Do the cheer again. I'm in.
Localflavor.com, local flavor. Come on, everybody! Localflavor.com, local flavor. Localflavor.com, local flavor.
Lancaster County Motors Subaru once again presents the Subaru Outdoor Experience. Located along the first base line, this space welcomes fans to a different experience while attending games. The Subaru Outdoor Experience focuses on creating social engagement among the fans. Fans will identify with the Subaru outdoor experience, which includes games like life-size Jenga, shuffleboard, ping pong, giant checkers, and bocce ball, along with an art wall of kayak, bike, and recycling arts parts and information, a dog-kissing booth, a barbershop corner, and opportunities to engage with the local business that made this unique space possible. Come enjoy the games while watching the game.
Sullentrop will stay out for a second inning, fresh off his 1-2-3 bottom of the fourth, and his leadoff single in the top of the fifth inning. He's been the highlight for the Barnstormers in this one. 5-0, York leading. Nash, Nelly Rodriguez, and Mesa stepping in the lower half of the fifth inning. As the lulls happen, and it was just such a dramatic turnaround in the middle of that game on Wednesday night. And now the question becomes, how long will the Barnstormers stay in a lull? They could turn this game around tonight. That they have been outscored substantially, 23-6 over the span of now about 2 full ball games. Well, the pitching just has not been solid over this stretch, except for realistically Goodson and Sullentrop. And Brett Clark last night. They just had to leave him out there too long. And the fifth inning haunted him. Called strike, breaking ball to start Nash. And it is 0-1. Nash is struck out and fly to right here tonight. Cameron Gann gave up 3 homers, a triple, and a double. Overall, 5 runs. Swing and a miss by Nash, and Sully's ahead 0-2. Well, if you're looking for player of the game for the Barnstormers, boy, you can't even go in any other direction right now except for Sullentrop. No balls, 2 strikes. Down and away, and kicking free from Peroni, who is obligated to run after it because it's considered a live ball here in the Atlantic League. It's one of the other really downsides of that rule is you tire catchers out even more. They're wearing that heavy and hot gear in this weather. No one's looking forward to Sunday. Ball 2 outside and low. 2 o'clock game with a forecast high of 98 degrees. And you're coming off this one tonight. Fortunately, both clubs will be able to enjoy the off day on Monday and rest up from that. Here's a 2-2. Nash fouls that one away. Headed out toward the railroad yard. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The continuing count. We're in the bottom of the fifth inning. Leadoff batter up for the York Revolution in Telvin Nash. When I heard he was released from Taiwan, my immediate reaction was, uh-oh. Here's a 2-2. Fastball, high and outside. 3 balls and 2 strikes. It would be the equivalent of all of a sudden the Barnstormers being able to pick up Caleb Gindel again or somebody of that level. 3-2. The count to Nash. Here's the payoff pitch. He got him, a swing and a miss. Sully with strikeout number 3. And with 1 away, here is Nelly Rodriguez, who apparently has gotten tired of walking against the Barnstormers because tonight he's hit 2 solo home runs. One to left, the other to left center. Rodriguez in the season series had walked 21 times prior to tonight, but he was batting only 175. 2 for 2 with a pair of long balls, in part responsible for the 5-0 lead. Sullentrop will bring it home. He is high with it. Ball 1, no strikes to Rodriguez. There have actually been a couple of called strikes on Rodriguez in this game. We haven't seen many all year. 1 ball, no strikes. Sullentrop is high again, and it's 2-0. For anyone who was expecting there to be nobody here tonight, that couldn't be further from the truth. Got a couple thousand folks here at Peoples Bank Park. How long they'll last, how many we'll see by the time the game is over, that's another question. I would imagine we're going to have somewhat of an exodus right after midnight. Fouled off. It is 2-1. That's 15 minutes away. This is not the latest the Barnstormers have ever started a game, but it's the latest they've ever been scheduled to start a game. 2 balls and 1 strike. 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Tyler Sullentrop getting the signals from Anthony Peroni. Back to work, and ball 3 is high. It is 3-1. On deck is Melky Mesa. The Barnstormers have gotten a leadoff base hit each of the last 2 innings, but they can't follow it up with much of anything. 3 balls, 1 strike. Target set by Peroni. The pitch, ground ball, shortstop, and it gets away from Hoover in the hole. Nelly Rodriguez is on board, and boy, the last week or two, the Barnstormers have just had all kinds of issues at the shortstop position, and that certainly is making the coaching staff uncomfortable. It will be an error charged to Hoover. He went to make the backhanded play in the hole. It looked like it may have hit off the foot. So it's a 1-out base runner, and Mesa stands in. He is flied to right and doubled to left center field. A couple of diving tries by Dunston tonight have come up short. Infield will set at double play depth for the Barnstormers. Ball curls outside. Mesa bats 1-0, but over the last handful of games, Felice has made his fair share of errors at shortstop when Hoover was out. And I'm going to, again, mention Jake was pretty sick from what I understand on the outside corner for a called strike. It is 1-1. That he had made an error on Friday night, and Felice over his 4 starts, or actually 5 starts at shortstop, had made 5 errors. And then you cycle it back around, and Hoover makes one tonight. So that's in the last 7 games now, 7 errors at the shortstop position. You can't withstand that. 2 balls, 1 strike on Melky Mesa. Connor Lean waits on deck. Nelly Rodriguez, short lead off first. He's not a base stealing threat. Way outside, and ball 3 now. It's 3-1. Hoover's just trying to work his way back. Three balls, 1 strike. Sullentrop out of the stretch deals, and it's knocked foul to the net. We have a count of 3-2 at 11 minutes before midnight. It's a big pitch. Sullentrop would like to get out of this inning relatively quickly. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Mesa. Rodriguez staying put at first. And there's a ball hit well toward left center field. Robinson will go back, and the walls will not contain this one either, but it will not contain it on a bounce. It is a ground rule double for Mesa. Second time he's gone to left center field tonight. The 6th extra base hit for the York Revolution, and Connor Lean comes to the plate. He is struck out and walked. Rodriguez to third, Mesa to second on the ground rule double. Immediately, Robinson tossed his arms high into the air, signaling that the ball had jumped over the wall. The umpire saw it. Lean stands in with runners at second and third, one out. And the Barnstormers have extra action down in the bullpen. Runners are at second and third with one gone. The infield plays tight for the Barnstormers. Ross has brought him in. He does not want to give up anything else. Sullentrop breaks one off into the dirt. Lean bats at 1-0. Barnstormers have already thrown 112 pitches in this game through 4 1/3 innings. They've missed 54 times. 1 ball, no strikes here. Sullentrop back to work on Lean. This time he gets the plate, a called strike, and it's 1-1. Gann threw 79 pitches over 3 innings, 40 strikes. Josh Graham is warming up in the bullpen for the Barnstormers. When you have Josh Graham warming up in the 5th inning, it's a sign of desperation. He should never be warming up in the 5th inning. But Ross has no other choice, as he's gotten 3 innings total out of his starters in 2 games. 2 balls, 1 strike to Lean. And Graham has not pitched since Tuesday. 2 balls, 1 strike here. Runners at second and third with 1 out. Sullentrop with a breaking ball gets a grounder foul in the neighborhood of the third base dugout. It's 2-2. But this is how fragile that a season can be when you're down arms. I mentioned the Barnstormers coming into tonight had 25 active, but that includes Scott Schumann, who's not available. He's been shut down again. It's the same issue that sat him down for 7 weeks before. And they're hoping not as long this time, and they don't think so. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Lean. Sullentrop ready to go, and that is cut on and missed. The Lean strikes out for the 2nd time. Sullentrop fans his 4th. And it will be Jeffrey Perez to come to the plate. He is 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout. And you could always say Sullentrop should be out of the inning, but here comes Ross, and he's going to make the change. Sullentrop coming out after an inning and 2/3. And the Barnstormers will bring in another right-hander, the only lefty on the staff now, since the trade of Eric Cha is Augie Silk. And he, of course, came out early last night under some kind of a medical situation. Graham taking over. Runners at second and third with 2 outs. We'll take a break and be back in a moment.
The sounds of summer. Can it get any better? Oh yeah, I forgot about that one. Discover the confidence of Lexus Safety System Plus. Explore the possibilities of a Lexus at the Golden Opportunity Sales Event, now through September 6th. See Bobby Rahal Lexus in Mechanicsburg or Lancaster County.
Not a substitute for safe and attentive driving practices. See Owner's Manual.
There is a weekend in July where the baseball world revolves around a village in upstate New York. Baseball Hall of Fame induction weekend in Cooperstown is an unforgettable experience full of family-friendly activities and priceless moments. Make your plans today for July 22nd through 25th for the induction of Bud Fowler, Gil Hodges, Jim Cott, Minnie Minoso, Tony Oliva, Buck O'Neill, and David Ortiz as the class of 2022. Visit baseballhall.org today for the
Well, it was not a bad outing for Tyler Sullentrop, but Ross wanted to get him out of there. 37 pitches. He went an inning and 2/3. Should have been out of his second inning. He gave up one hit, and it will be no earned runs no matter what happens here, and he struck out 4. Josh Graham is summoned to face Jeffrey Perez with the runners at second and third and 2 outs. And the Barnstormers, again, find themselves in a predicament where they can't get the bullpen situated. And it's developed just in the past 2 or 3 days, but it was never settled except for Tunnel at the back end in that entire Charleston series, where things were looking awfully good. Before Charleston came to town. Second and third, 2 outs, 5-0 York leads. And there is a foul in back of the plate. 1 strike, the count on the switch-hitting second baseman Perez. Barnstormers will have Hoover, Dunston, and Mercedes coming up in the 6th inning. Melvin will get 2 more plate appearances tonight. He's extended his on-base streak, but not his hitting streak. He has fly to center and walked so far. Runner at third, Nelly Rodriguez. Melky Mesa behind him at second with 2 outs. Here in the bottom half of the 5th inning, York up 5-0. The 0-1 to Jeffrey Perez is strike 2 called on the outside corner. 0-2 the count. So a good first couple of pitches thrown by Graham. Where does he go from here? He has Perez set up. The runners behind him at second and third. Graham ready to go, and the 0-2 is popped up foul out of play. That's what Charleston did to the Barnstormers staff for 6 days. Fouling off 2 strike pitches. They kind of wore everybody down, and that may be setting up where the Barnstormers are right now. Oh and 2. Graham again ready to Perez. He works low. A ball and 2 strikes. Graham to Perez once more, and the pitch. Ground ball right side. Mercedes with the scoop and the throw. And Josh Graham gets Sullentrop out of the inning, stranding a couple of inherited runners. So it is no runs on a hit, an error, 2 left for York. We're through 5 tonight. And the Revs on the edge of midnight, leading by the score of 5-0.
Hi everyone, Adam Gochenauer from Gochenauer Appliances, and I'm excited to tell you about a new addition to the Gochenauers family this summer season. We are now selling Titus gas grills. Titus gas grills gives you a high quality, all stainless steel grill at an affordable price, and the best thing is you can assemble it yourself in just 5 minutes. That's right, 5 minutes. Stop by to see this great grill now and mention this ad to receive a free gas grill cover with your Titus grill purchase. Gochenauers in East Petersburg.
For the youth of our area, the Barnstormers are offering a wide variety of camps throughout the summer to teach everyone some tips on baseball and softball. Camps are offered to kids as young as 4 and as old as 12. Some even involve the parents. They run from June 11th all the way through September 17. For more information, go to LancasterBarnstormers.com and click on the Youth Baseball tab. All presented by Orthopedic Associates of Lancaster and Play It Again Sports.
Well, no matter what happens tonight, the Barnstormers will still be riding in first place once it's over. since Staten Island and Southern Maryland both lost earlier tonight. Southern Maryland is now 10-6, and Staten Island 9-7. The Barnstormers, with a rally, can get to 12-4. But they've got to solve Jorge Martinez first. This has the makings of a 9-inning shutout, and it would definitely, even if he goes 7 or 8, Martinez, it sets York up for the rest of this series. And you always have to keep that in mind. Sulentrop and Graham have pitched very well here tonight, but Ross has had to use 2 of his premium relievers just to try to stay in this game. And that does not bode well for the rest of the weekend. Obviously, you have the off day Monday, so you get a reset on Tuesday. But Ross now really needs to rely on Manoah and De La Cruz, the next 2 starters. And they've both done very well. First pitch strike in on Hoover. He was caught looking back in the 3rd inning. 5 strikeouts for Martinez in the ball game. He's allowed 2 hits, including 1 to Sulentrop. 0-1. Hoover will take a breaking ball for a second strike. It's 0-2. He has not put a ball in play since the illness and committed an error on the second ground ball he saw tonight. I have to wonder if his energy level is lacking. He held on the swing there on a wide slider. Ball 1, 2 strikes. It's just not like him. He's an aggressive hitter and, in general, a pretty energetic fielder. 1-2, foul ball back. He'll stay in there at a ball and 2 strikes. Of course, you're trying to come back from maybe being a little bit dehydrated, depending on exactly what the nature of the illness was, and I'm not 100% sure. And you get heat and humidity like this as we're across the midnight hour. We barely reached the 6th inning. To Hoover, here's the 1-2. He chases that. 6th strikeout for Jorge Martinez. His slider is just ridiculous tonight. There's 1 away. The batter will be Dunston, who has grounded out and bunted his way on. And now Mark Mason comes part of the way out. And Martinez may actually be hurt. The trainer joining Mason out there, that's Megan Haas. As all of a sudden, Jorge Martinez is hunched over. Hurt, or the heat getting to him, perhaps. He just struck out his 6th, and we have 1 out in the top of the 6th inning. And they're going to see if Martinez is able to continue here. He is pitching an absolute gem out there tonight. It would be a shame for York to have it cut short a little bit. He's going to take a warm-up throw or 2. This is not heat-related. This definitely, he felt something go somewhere in the musculoskeletal system. He's taking 1 warm-up throw. He looks okay. It's going to depend on how he feels. There's the second practice toss. And he'll stay in the game. Haas and Mason head back to the dugout. And here is Dunston with 1 out in the 6th inning. An absolutely perfect bunt for Sean back in the 4th. He tried to stir something up. And Sulentrop led off the 5th with a single. Nothing developing so far here in the 6th inning. The Barnstormers trailing 5-0. Dunston looking at a pitch to the outside corner for a strike. It is 0-1. So now my previous thought about Martinez potentially being able to go all 9 is probably scratched. Swing and a miss by Dunston. But, oh, my gosh, this is stuff good tonight. It's like the Barnstormers almost don't have a prayer. 0-2 Martinez has just started to dissect the Lancaster offense. He'll rear back the 2-strike pitch, high and inside with a fastball, but that's just to change the eye level. Ball 1 and 2 strikes. I mean, there are some nights that the opposing pitcher just has his best stuff, and it's a game you're not likely to win anyway. Oh, he just missed there. Martinez wanted strikeout number 7. Buzz Albert didn't give it. It is 2-2. Well, if Martinez does come out, because that now would certainly exist more of a possibility than we had earlier. Maybe a reliever will have an off night. Here's a 2-2. Dunston swings and misses. That's 8. Nobody has struck out 10 Barnstormers yet this year. I'll check that. That's 7. I'm getting a little ahead of myself. Here's Mercedes. He has flied out and walked. Well, this is chance number 3 to extend that hitting streak. Cordero waits on deck. This is simply a night where Jorge Martinez has been absolutely spectacular. The Barnstormers, of course, without Dugan and Shaver and Clark, 3 guys who have done a lot of damage to York. So to Melvin, fouled in the opposite direction. No balls and 1 strike. Well, you'd hate to see the hitting streak come to an end tonight with the odd start time. You don't know how much of a disruption that has created. Mercedes does have the walk. Here's the 0-1 to him. Fouled again to the left side. Martinez has him set up at 0-2. To give you an idea how sharp Martinez has been in this game, well, he's thrown 23 balls now. It really doesn't seem like that many. Only 73 pitches through 5 2/3 innings. He has Mercedes 0-2. That is busted in high. And ball 1. And again, when he's missed, except in the Mercedes at bat in the 4th inning, it seems like he's missed on purpose. Wasting pitches on the 0-2s. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Jorge Martinez ready to go once again. And the Mercedes driven toward left center field. Lean on the run. That ball's carrying, and that ball is out to the wall, and the walls did not contain it. Again, the hitting streak alive on a home run. Melvin Mercedes has made it 5-1. He's homered for the 3rd straight game. Balls are starting to fly off of Melvin's bat. 8 home runs now on the season for Melvin Mercedes as he goes to the opposite field here, and it will bring on Cordero. So tomorrow night, he will have the chance to tie LeCroy and Gindel. To Cordero, at angles wide of the plate. Ball 1-0. And just to give you the idea, once again, about Mercedes, as Cordero hits a ground ball up the middle underneath the glove of Jeffrey Perez. He actually was able to knock it down. That's got to be a base hit for Andretti. It's 5-1. The Barnstormers now with their 4th hit, and Cordero will extend his hitting streak to 8. But Melvin Mercedes, in his entire career coming into this year, had 8 home runs. He has matched it in 2022, which, when you stop to think of it, is pretty remarkable. He had been playing since 2012. He had never hit more than 2 in a season. He hit 2 each of the prior 2 years with Lancaster. High fly ball toward right center field. Connor Lean is back. He'll haul that one in to retire Robinson. But the Barnstormers at least are on the board, and the hitting streak for Melvin's alive. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, and a man left. Melvin Mercedes, another long ball. And we'll go to the bottom half of the 6th inning. York leading by the score of 5-1.
For nearly 50 years, Orthopedic Associates of Lancaster has provided a full spectrum of care for athletes of all ages and skill levels. Orthopedic Associates of Lancaster offers on-site urgent care, X-ray, MRI, immobilization, and is committed to helping you manage and prevent injuries, getting you back in the game as soon as possible. Orthopedic Associates of Lancaster is located at 1700 Cornwall Road in Lebanon, or you can visit them on the web at fixbones.com.
Get out of the heat and dive under the sea this summer with Disney's Little Mermaid at Dutch Apple Dinner Theater. Join Ariel on her adventure from the sea through the human world. Based off the 1989 animated film, Disney's Little Mermaid will keep kids young and old entertained. Performances are Tuesday through Sunday with matinee and evening show options available. Each performance also includes a buffet-style meal prior to the show. Call Dutch Apple Dinner Theater at 717-898-1900 or visit us at dutchapple.com to reserve your tickets today.
So at the very least, that issue is settled. Melvin Mercedes' hitting streak is alive, so definitely pay attention tomorrow. He'll be batting from the right side of the plate, at least to start the game, with Austin Nicely, the lefty, on the hill for the Revs tomorrow night. And Mercedes will have the opportunity to make Barnstormers history, or at least share Barnstormers history with a couple of guys that have had a reasonable amount of major league time, one more than the other. Matt LeCroy and Caleb Gindel had each hit in 20 in a row. There have been one or two other 19-game streaks over the history of the franchise. Mercedes joins those, tied for the third longest. Josh Graham still on the hill. Will be facing Lenin Rodriguez here in the bottom of the sixth inning. 5-1 now in favor of the York Revolution. They have hit 3 home runs. The ball is traveling incredibly well to left center field tonight. Wind blowing out on a hot, humid night. It's ripe for a lot of offense. Ball high and inside to Rodriguez. Count is 1-0. Graham came on to get a ground out from Jeffrey Perez, ending last inning, saving a couple of runners for Tyler Sullentrop. Again, Sullentrop pitched very well for 1 2/3. Pulled foul on the ground behind Noel Polanco, who decides it's too hot tonight to go after it. This is going to be one sultry weekend here in York. This hot spell is supposed to break on Monday with some storms coming through on the off day. 1 ball, 1 strike to Rodriguez. Graham will come back, and there's a half swing, and it's going to drop into right field for a base hit. He didn't even go around on it. A pop fly base hit into right for Lenin Rodriguez. We've seen a few of those over the last couple of days. Leadoff man is on in the bottom of the 6th inning. J.C. Encarnacion will step in. Encarnacion with really, I think, the biggest hit of the game. His didn't leave the ballpark. It just got past Dunstan's diving try, a 2-run triple back in the 2nd inning, and that really gave command to York at 3-0 with Martinez on the hill. Runner on with nobody out. First pitch strike in on J.C. Encarnacion. It is 0-1. Runner leads off first. The pitch is a second strike. It is 0-2. Bottom of the 6th inning, 5-1 York. All the runs coming between innings 2 and 3 off of Cameron Gann. And Gann got off to a fine start tonight. First inning went by a walk, but nothing else. And then he fell behind Nelly Rodriguez 2-0 on what seemed to be 2 fairly close pitches from where I sit back here. I'm not saying they were definitely strikes. Where were they? Come on, Buzz, or anything like that. But they were close. Just fouled at the plate by Encarnacion. Will stay at 0-2. And from there, it just spiraled. He gave up the home run to Rodriguez. Then things got better for a little bit. And Perez muscled a single up the middle, stole second. Rodriguez walked Encarnacion with the triple. And then 2 home runs the next inning. Again, with Gann falling behind in the count. Encarnacion bats 0-2. Runner holds. There's a swing and a miss. And the Barnstormers staff records its 9th strikeout tonight. The strikeouts are still there for this group. They're the best pitching staff in the Atlantic League in striking out batters. And the other teams aren't very close coming into tonight. The Barnstormers pitchers had struck out 687 batters. Next, Long Island, 625. Well, that's one thing you know this club can do. Here is Reyes, who is 0 for 3. Just off the outside corner and a ball, 1-0. 8 hits for York tonight. The Barnstormers now have 4. Mercedes and Cordero keep their streaks going. Ball 2, fired outside and low to Reyes with Franco waiting on deck. The Barnstormers will take the solo home run, but those don't really build rallies. Lancaster will need to put together a few base runners at some point. 2-0. 1 out, 1 on. Reyes with a ground ball pulled to third. Could be 2. Lair goes to Mercedes. 1. Back to first. An easy double play. Josh Graham gets the 5-4-3 as they call it around the horn double play. No runs on 1 hit with no errors, nobody left. We're through 6 here this morning with the score. The York Revolution 5 and the Barnstormers 1.
Localflavor.com, local flavor. Localflavor.com, local flavor.
Excuse me, are you saying localflavor.com?
Oh, yeah, it's where I save big bucks on all kinds of things. Home improvement projects, dining out, family fun, electronics, jewelry, clothing. I even bought my wife a fancy spa package for half price.
Half price?
Yep, you know all the deals you find in Clipper Magazine.
I love Clipper Magazine.
Well, they're all on localflavor.com too. And you can get them right on your phone thanks to localflavor.com's mobile app. Here, take a look.
Well, this app is amazing. Look at all these restaurants, amusement parks, car washes, fitness centers. This is worth sharing about.
Exactly. Localflavor.com online, the Local Flavor mobile app, and Clipper Magazine together. It's like a triple play.
Do the cheer again. I'm in.
Localflavor.com, local flavor. Come on, everybody! Localflavor.com, local flavor. Localflavor.com, local flavor.
5 runs, 8 hits, no errors, 6 left for the York Revolution tonight. The Barnstormers will run on 4 hits with 1 error, and 3 runners have been left out on the bases. The Barnstormers will open up the 7th inning with the pitcher spot, and it will be Devon Torrance to get things underway. We talked about this, if you were with us on Blue Ridge last night, that Torrance has reached base safely in now 11 consecutive games where he's had a plate appearance. There was one night where he's a defensive replacement. And in that span, he's 7 for 25. That's 280. But all of a sudden, Devon drawing a ton of walks. He has 14 walks in that same time period. So his on-base percentage has been over 500. And that's why right now you like having him to start off an inning. For the season, Devon is hitting 194, no home runs, and 7 runs batted in. But the on-base percentage for the season has definitely climbed. In fact, it's now at 373. Well, he's really developed a discriminating eye. Martinez delivers, and Torrance swats a foul off to the left. It is 0-1. Ariel Sandoval is on deck. He has had a miserable time against Jorge Martinez tonight. And then Anthony Peroni would step in. The Barnstormers with additional action in the bullpen. It looks like Graham is finished. The Torrance 0-1, slow ground ball right side. That will be managed easily by Jeffrey Perez. Torrance is retired. He's down 4-3. And Sandoval will step in. He has chased Martinez all over the ballpark. That ridiculous slider that Jorge Martinez has. And remember, this is a guy in Sandoval who most of his career was at the Class A level. And, of course, organizations, they sign these 95-mile-an-hour hard throwers. And Sandoval hit a lot of home runs. He struck out a lot against that. But I don't know that he's ever seen a slider like Martinez has. Fastball, it's 0-1. Maybe somebody in the Frontier League had one nearly this good. 1 strike to Sandoval. Peroni on deck. 5-1 York here in the 7th. The pitch, and Ariel fouls that off. It is a 2nd strike, 0-2. Cordero had the base hit back in the 6th, on the grounder up the middle. His league-leading 108th hit of the year. And remarkably, he has batted safely now in 52 out of the last 61 games. And I can safely use the last 61 games, not his last 61 games, because they're the same thing. Swing and a miss again. Boy, Sandoval just is perplexed with the offerings of Martinez. 2 outs, and Peroni will step in. Seriously, I don't think Ariel Sandoval has ever seen anything this good. And Martinez just has it working tonight. This is Jorge Martinez tonight. Gann was off. The bullpen for the Barnstormers has been very good for 3 innings. And the more experienced hitters have gotten some things done against Jorge Martinez, though not Robinson, but definitely Mercedes and Cordero. Breaking ball across the outside corner. Strike 1 on Peroni. And Tyler Sullentrop, because Martinez may have thought he had the easy strikeout, and Sullentrop lined a single up the middle. That slider is crazy, and it's 0-2 on Peroni. Martinez can get away with it pitch after pitch after pitch after pitch because he sends it, it breaks so far, and he sends it all over the place. 0-2, missed the outside corner. Martinez thought he had it. He has struck out 8. No one has struck out 10 Barnstormers in a game this year. And Martinez won't get close to the record. Is that Dustin Knight for Southern Maryland? 1-2. It slips low and outside. Ball 2 and 2 strikes. Martinez's pitch count is still just in the 80s. Here in the 7th inning of action. 87 for him. 2-2 to Anthony Peroni. And the pitch, went with the slider, and Peroni fights it off. Foul ball back. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes. It's Donald Goodson warming up in the Lancaster bullpen. He would be coming in for the 3rd straight game. Graham leaving for Torrance, the pinch hitter. Heck of an outing for Josh Graham tonight, as well as Sullentrop. 2-2. Peroni will look at strike 3 there. Again, it's the slider. It bit off the front of the outside corner. That's what Buzz Albert will be telling Anthony Peroni. Nothing across in the Lancaster 7th inning. Martinez has fanned 9. And we're at the stretch with York leading by the score of 5-1.
Ah, the sounds of summer. Can it get any better? Oh yeah, I forgot about that one. Discover the intuitive technology of the Lexus hybrid lineup. Explore the possibilities of a Lexus at the Golden Opportunity sales event, now through September 6th. See Bobby Rahal Lexus in Mechanicsburg or Lancaster County.
Pennsylvanians are creating their own soundtrack. Thanks to PA Lottery Scratch-Offs, excitement's back. Pennies, nickels, dimes, or quarters, no matter your choice, scratching's always in order. With big top prizes and second chance drawings, thrills await. They're out there calling. If it's excitement you seek and you're looking for action, play the PA Lottery. And keep on scratching. Must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
At Clipper Magazine Stadium, we have hot dogs and popcorn, peanuts, soda, and nachos. But what if, say, you are only 3 months old and mom wants to have a night out and watch the Barnstormers? Well, thanks to May Grant Obstetrics and Gynecology, the littlest of Stormer fans now have a place to go for dinner during the game. Tots can take mom to the Little Sluggers dugout behind Section 13 at the stadium for a comfortable private feeding experience. A brightly painted room with comfortable furniture and TVs tuned to the game, it is the perfect spot for baby and mom during a night at the ballpark.
Donald Goodson takes over in the bottom of the 7th inning. Franco Nash and Nelly Rodriguez will be facing Donald, who has pitched quite admirably the past couple of games. Last night, he worked an inning and a third and struck out 3. He fanned the side against Charleston, the 9-1 and 2 hitters, in the 6th inning. The night before that, he gave up a hit and an unearned run on 1 walk, but that was that quirky Scott Kelly little topper toward Felice at shortstop that Felice tried to barehand. The ball got away from him. Run scored all the way from second. Nobody hit Donald really that night. So we'll see what he can do with the heart of this York batting order. And again, if you're Ross Peoples, you don't like using a guy 3 nights in a row, but you really don't have any other choice. An arm will be added tomorrow, and we may use Fenter right away, probably no more than an inning. He may jump in to that Brooks Hall / Augie Silk slot in the rotation, which will come around again on Wednesday. Goodson to Franco, called strike. It's 0-1. And we'll see what Donald has out there tonight, throwing for the 3rd straight game. His numbers keep getting better and better, though, for the season. 25th appearance, 1-0. His ERA is down to 6.14, foul tipped, and it's 0-2. 29 and a third innings. He has walked 21, struck out 29, given up 30 hits, but again, he's been so much better for the last month or so. He's back to what we saw the second half of last season, which is what earned him a return trip. 0-2, and that is driven toward right center field, down for a base hit. Dunston has to take it on a bounce. Oh, not the pitch you want to throw on an 0-2 count. Leadoff single by Franco against Goodson, and Telvin Nash will step in. We'll see if we can get a fix on Goodson's velocity. And the first fastball he threw to Franco was 95.6. So it's still there, despite pitching 3 straight games. Brett DeGus, a right-hander warming up in the bullpen for York. There's a fastball, it looked like, for a strike on Nash. It's 0-1, but Goodson's changeup is so good it can look like a fastball from back here when it really isn't. 0-1 to Nash. Franco, the runner at first base. Barnstormers turned a double play last inning, fouled to the net. And again, it's 0-2. Goodson tonight focusing certainly on throwing strikes. It's been nothing but. Lancaster down 5-1 here in the 7th inning. And there just hasn't been much that Lancaster has been able to do against Jorge Martinez tonight. He has just been tremendous. And again, you have the guys who have a little bit more experience, the guys who have been at the higher levels of the minor leagues, like Mercedes, Cordero, AA, and those two guys have been all right. Swing and a miss. Goodson did nasty things right there to tell the Nash. Well, he actually fouled that off, or at least Nash thinks he did, and Buzz Albert will convince him otherwise. Albert signaled the strikeout, and Nash wasn't ready to concede the at-bat yet. And the Barnstormers have struck out their 10th. I'll have to go back through and see how many games this year the Barnstormers have fanned at least 10 batters, but it has, well, it's increased as the season has gone along. Even against that stubborn Charleston lineup back on Wednesday, they struck out 15. That was a changeup that got Nash. But Goodson worked him over. 1 out, 1 on. And here is Nelly Rodriguez, who's homered twice and reached on an error. Goodson's pitch, high and inside, low bridging Rodriguez. It's ball 1 and no strikes. And I've got to say, I'm somewhat impressed with Goodson's durability here. The fact that he may not be at 100% velocity in his 3rd straight game, but he's darn close. And that's hard to do. It's hard to replicate those 96s to 97s, and even every once in a while, Goodson will tickle 98. Breaking ball for a strike. It is 1-1. But to come back out here tonight and be throwing 96, that's pretty impressive. 1 out, 1 on. Bottom of the 7th inning. Nelly Rodriguez stands in. Melky Mesa, who's doubled to left center twice tonight, waits on deck. Again, it's off speed. This one taken by Rodriguez for a 1-2 count. I believe the 4th consecutive changeup that Goodson has thrown. 1-2 here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Our game's been going on 2 hours, 25 minutes, starting at 10:07 p.m. 1-2, and that is swung on and missed. Goodson struck out 2 in a row. He can just be so ugly to people when he's on the mound. Mesa will step in. He made a mistake to Franco, 0-2. Otherwise, he wipes out the side. Mesa with a fly out to right and 2 doubles to the alley in left center field. The second one hopped the wall, and that saved a run for Sullentrop. Now we'll see if Mesa gets a fastball, because Rodriguez certainly didn't. And there is a fastball slicing toward deep right center field, and that is past Sandoval and rolling to the wall. Franco is going to be waved. Here is a long throw and too high throw home. Goodson backing up nicely, throws to third, and gets Mesa sliding in. At Melky Mesa with the RBI double to right center field. Sandoval could not get there. And now with a run on 2 hits, no errors, nobody left on base, it is 6-1 in favor of the York Revolution.
Celebrate the history of our national pastime at the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown. See priceless treasures that will bring your baseball memories to life. Connect with events that have shaped and changed the game and our country. Our stories to tell, your memories to share. Plan your family visit today at baseballhall.org. See you in Cooperstown, where the journey becomes legend.
Are you sick and tired of washers that don't use enough water or take 2 hours to clean and don't last more than a few years? Well, come into Gockenauer's in East Petersburg now and let us show you the Speed Queen commercial grade laundry. Built the old-fashioned way with warranties up to 7 full years. Gockenauer's will deliver and install your new Speed Queen, and we know you'll be fully satisfied with your purchase. Gockenauer's in East Petersburg, your hometown dealer for 73 years.
If anyone was watching carefully, they saw Donald Goodson execute fundamentals to perfection. Yeah, it stinks he gave up a run on that double by Mesa, but he was in perfect position backing up home plate to receive that high relay throw from Melvin Mercedes, and he was able to get Mesa on the second opportunity at least, gunning him down over at third. So it's 6-1 now. As we go into the top of the eighth, Brett DeGuss is the new pitcher for the York Revolution. The Revs now with 10 hits for the ball game tonight, and that was their 7th for extra bases. Mesa with his 3rd double of the ball game tonight. DeGuss will be facing Lair, Hoover, and Dunston here in the 8th inning. Brett DeGuss, one of the midseason pickups for Mark Mason. He's 1-0 with a 3.52 ERA over 12 appearances, and he throws strikes. The Revs following that same pattern, and it's why they're so dangerous. Don't look at this 5-9 record to start the second half. There's a lot of baseball left, and they're set to make a run as long as they stay healthy. We always throw out that caveat because we've said it about the Barnstormers. The Barnstormers are set to win the second half if they stay healthy. And look what's happened. And now Ross has to retool once again because of injuries. Trace Lair batting 0-1. He'll swing and miss. Lair tonight is struck out and he is lined to center. Martinez went 7 innings on 89 pitches, 70% of them strikes. He yielded 4 hits and the run on the Mercedes homer. He walked 1. That was Mercedes. And he struck out 9. To Lair, driven down the left side and up to the concourse. Still 2 strikes to Trace as we play the top half of the 8th inning. Will this game continue past 1 o'clock in the morning? They got a special waiver here in York in order to play this game at 10 o'clock tonight. It's not something they're going to let you do every day. In the dirt and a check swing. Lair batting at 1-2. York got a tremendous start tonight from Martinez, and the Revs have unloaded that type of power this team has in its lineup. You have to pitch extremely well against this York team to keep them from scoring a lot, and the Barnstormers did that. 5 straight games, swung on and missed. Lair is gone. It's 1 out. The Revs are dangerous. I'm telling you, Long Island's dangerous. This division is already beginning to tighten after the Barnstormers got off to that 11-2 start, and Staten Island was nipping at their heels. Here in the second half, now the Barnstormers are 5 outs away from losing their 3rd straight. Staten Island has hit a skid, and York and Long Island begin to catch up. Outside to Jake Hoover, who has struck out twice tonight. It's 1-0. There's more action in the Lancaster bullpen. Barnstormers have had to go to 4 different relievers tonight. Foul ball back. Hoover is up there at 1-1. Jake's first start since last Friday night. He batted last night, struck out looking on 3 pitches. And that's just not him. 1 ball, 1 strike with 1 out. And the delivery is hit in the air, center field. Lean has to retreat. He's there. It's 2 outs. Ball is traveling extremely well tonight. The Barnstormers have been able to take advantage of it only once on the Mercedes home run, and thank goodness for the air currents, because I have to believe most nights Lean is able to catch up to that one. At York with 3 home runs, 3 doubles, and a triple along the way here tonight. Out of their 10 total base hits. Here is Dunston. He's 1 out of 3, and he will look at an offering from DeGus for a strike. It is 0-1. So I don't say that the standings in the North are necessarily going to flip, but it's definitely getting a lot tighter, and that was to be expected. Dunston fouls one at the plate. It is 0-2. The Barnstormers just have holes that they have to fill. The 11-2 start to the half gives the Barnstormers a legitimate shot at getting to the postseason. But now the weaknesses on this team are maybe coming a little bit more to the forefront. Dunston with a foul ball back. It is 0-2. They're not as dramatic as you might have thought, with the 3, 5, and 6 hitters suddenly disappearing in the span of a week. That really hurt. And then the number 1 starter going. Dunston swings and misses at that. And the Barnstormers have had 11 batters strike out tonight. Nothing doing in the Lancaster 8th inning. We'll go to the bottom of the inning. York leading by the score of 6-1.
Like craft beers? Then the best place to be in Lancaster is Clipper Magazine Stadium. That's right, celebrate baseball or just a night with your friends at the Broken Bat Deck down the right field line. The Broken Bat features more than 20 local craft breweries, plus product from a local winery. Food including Otto's Meatballs is sold off a pub-style menu. So get together, hang out with your friends, or make some new ones. Enjoy a night of craft beer sampling along with a Barnstormers game.
Get out of the heat and dive under the sea this summer with Disney's Little Mermaid at Dutch Apple Dinner Theater. Join Ariel on her adventure from the sea through the human world. Based off a 1989 animated film, Disney's Little Mermaid will keep kids young and old entertained. Performances are Tuesday through Sunday with matinee and evening show options available. Each performance also includes a buffet-style meal prior to the show. Call Dutch Apple Dinner Theater at 717-898-1900 or visit us at dutchapple.com to reserve your tickets today.
For nearly 50 years, Orthopedic Associates of Lancaster has provided a full spectrum of care for athletes of all ages and skill levels. Orthopedic Associates of Lancaster offers on-site urgent care, X-ray, MRI, immobilization, and is committed to helping you manage and prevent injuries, getting you back in the game as soon as possible. Orthopedic Associates of Lancaster is located at 1700 Cornwall Road in Lebanon, or you can visit them on the web at fixbones.com.
Well, the Barnstormers go to West Tunnel, who ordinarily would be trying to save a win with the losses of the past couple of nights against Charleston. West hasn't been out there since Tuesday, when he faced 5 batters, walked 1, struck out 4 in nailing down that win and getting the win for himself. That was not a save. He won his second, but Tunnel also has 5 saves. He's pitched well. Connor Lean, Jeffrey Perez, and Lenine Rodriguez will be stepping in. Meanwhile, Nick Howard is warming up in the bullpen for the York Revolution. The Barnstormers will see Howard, another right-hander, in the 9th inning. Lean has walked once and struck out twice, facing Gann twice and Sullentrop the 3rd time. Tunnel tries to drop a breaking ball on the inside corner and misses. Ball 1-0. West occasionally will be a bit wild when he starts, and then it can kick in and he can dominate. Swing and a miss, it's 1-1. With the long hair, and he's not the biggest guy in the world. He'll look a little bit wispy, but this guy is just wiry strong, and he's got quite the fastball. 1 ball, 1 strike to Connor Lean, and this is popped up foul. Out of play. Lean is batting at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Again, in the Atlantic League tonight, and we'll save ourselves a post-game show. Lexington beats Staten Island 7-5. Long Island beats Southern Maryland 9-4. Both those teams getting knocked off. Charleston a 1-run win over the Genomes at 4-3. High Point tripped up Gastonia 2-1. Breaking ball, see you later. Strike 3 called. Lean goes down looking. Tunnel strikes out the 12th for the Barnstormers staff tonight. With 1 away, here's Jeffrey Perez. He is 1 out of 3. And in the major leagues, of course, there was that rout at Fenway, 28-5. That might be known as the Boston Tee-Off Party in Blue Jays lore. Cincinnati 9-5 over St. Louis. Cubs 15, Philadelphia 2, Miami 8, Pittsburgh 1. Yankees beat Baltimore 7-6. Fastball is up to Jeffrey Perez. Ball 1, no strikes. Mercedes Cordero and Robinson scheduled in the 9th. We had 16:39 here on our Friday night for the Midnight Madness. They've had some fun with it. San Diego beat the Mets 4-1. Atlanta knocked off the Angels 8-1. Here's a 1-0 pitch, high and outside. Perez now up there at 2 balls and no strikes. Tampa Bay 7 and Kansas City 3. Cleveland over the White Sox 8-2. They're still playing at Miller Park. Colorado and Milwaukee through 12 and tied at 5. Arizona 10-1 over Washington the final. Oakland defeated Texas 5-4. They're still going in Seattle. Fouled back by Perez, 2-1, and that winning streak for the Mariners, I don't think it's ended yet, but it could be coming to a conclusion. Houston is up 5-1 going to the 9th. And they had 45,000 tonight in Seattle for that. San Francisco and the Dodgers tied 1 apiece through 7.5 innings at Dodger Stadium. We started with the West Coast games tonight. We're in the bottom of the 8th. York leading 6-1. West Tunnel working 2 balls and a strike to Jeffrey Perez. Swing and a miss at the Heat. It is 2-2. Barnstormers bullpen is by and large had a tremendous night. Goodson gave up a run in the 7th inning around a couple of strikeouts. Tunnel's top fastball so far has been 95.9, a little bit off where he can be some nights. 2-2, Perez fouls it off, but he may just be trying to save arm a little bit because it's not a save situation. Trying to get 3 outs here, but why go all out? 1 out, nobody on here in the bottom of the 8th. York took charge of this game in the 2nd inning. Not so much, as I said before, on the home run by Nelly Rodriguez, but definitely on that 2-run triple with 2 outs by Encarnacion. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Perez gets a piece. He'll stay in. What you worry about now is you have narrow leads the next 2 games. You can use Graham and Tunnel, in theory, once more each here this weekend. But at the same time, you got to make sure these guys get some work in. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. Make it 2 in a row for Tunnel. And a total of 13 strikeouts for Lancaster pitching. Lenin Rodriguez, the next to step in. He is 1 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. All fastballs on that at bat. Lean saw a couple of breaking pitches. 2 outs. Rodriguez the batter. Lancaster trailing by 5, and they'll be facing Nick Howard when we get to the top half of the 9th inning. Breaking ball is low. Rodriguez bats at 1-0. If the Barnstormers get something cooking in the top of the 9th inning, they run into the pitching spot again. They have Tyler Hill back. That's it. Ball is high, 2-0. Last couple of pitches to Perez. Tunnel accelerated. He trails Rodriguez 2-0 with Encarnacion to follow. West to the high set position. Delivers. Did he go on that? And he foul tipped it, so it doesn't matter. 2-1. Well, the Barnstormers, barring a huge rally in the 9th inning tonight, will be down, or will be up 12-9 in the War of the Roses. But they've got to take on York 8 more times here. They need to win the season series. A tie, and the cup stays over here. 3 balls, 1 strike now to Lenin Rodriguez. Batting with 2 outs here in the lower half of the 8th inning. Defense a little bit to the left in the infield, straight away in the outfield. Against Rodriguez, he's batting 3 balls, 1 strike. Tunnel ready to go, and that ball is ripped to left down the line, headed for the corner. It will be dug out by Robinson. He will hold Rodriguez to a 2-out single. Second hit tonight for Lenin Rodriguez. Tunnel was behind 3-1, didn't want to walk him. And now Encarnacion comes to the plate. He had that triple back in the 2nd inning. Otherwise, he is grounded out and he is struck out twice. Two outs with the runner aboard. Here in the lower half of the 8th inning. Tyler Sullentrop had a 1-2-3 inning back in the 4th. And Josh Graham had a 3-batter inning in the 6th that started with a single and ended with a double play. To Encarnacion, Tunnel is low. It is ball 1. And what's bad about this probably doesn't matter as far as the runs are concerned, but you don't want Tunnel ending up with a 25-30 pitch inning. He had the 2 strikeouts and then couldn't get Rodriguez, and now Encarnacion's at 1-0. Next pitch here, breaking ball chased. 1 ball and 1 strike. The on-deck hitter is Reyes, and Tunnel, you look, he's got an 18-pitch inning already. The night started with a 6-pitch inning for Jorge Martinez, and then just 9 in the 2nd. That set a tone. 1-1. Encarnacion looks at a 2nd strike. Pitch was fumbled by Peroni. It doesn't matter. It's 1-2. Rodriguez still held at first base by Andretti Cordero. One ball, 2 strikes. Encarnacion is way off the plate here. Tunnel ready to go. Swing and a miss. So West records 3 strikeouts. Gives up 1 hit. York leaves a man and will go to the 9th. The Revolution up by the score of 6-1.
Pennsylvanians are creating their own soundtrack. Thanks to PA Lottery scratch-offs, excitement's back. Pennies, nickels, dimes, or quarters, no matter your choice, scratching's always in order. With big top prizes and second chance drawings, thrills await. They're out there calling. If it's excitement you seek and you're looking for action, play the PA Lottery. And keep on scratching. Must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
Hey kids, join the coolest club in town, the Storm Force. The Storm Force is presented by the Lancaster Barnstormers and Commonwealth Charter Academy. For only $25, kids under 12 get an entire summer of Barnstormers fun with 12 game tickets, a t-shirt and bag, the chance to go first when kids run the bases, exclusive activities, and coupons from Dutch Wonderland, Chocolate World, and more. Don't miss out on all the fun. Go to LancasterBarnstormers.com and sign up.
Sorry about that. Nick Howard is ready to finish things off tonight for York. Another great pitching pickup for Mark Mason. It's the same pattern we watch every year. He builds a lineup that can rip pitchers to shreds. They don't do it every night. You can still pitch to this York team. Have it help you if you're off your game, though. And that's what was discovered early on in this one. And he just cycles pitchers through. And it's just like discard, pickup card off the pile. And he ends up with a very good hand by the end. And Howard's part of that. He's given up only 12 hits in 20 innings. He's walked 11, struck out 25. Mercedes, Cordero, Robinson, and then, of course, you get to the pitcher spot. And if that does come up, it will be Tyler Hill batting in the ninth inning. The Barnstormers, I am told, do have a couple of position players on the way, but that's a question of when. I think the one pitcher's already here, and I think of the players that are coming in, it will be a second pitcher that gets here first. And again, we can't name names, but this will be a guy with some major league experience on the way here. Here's Melvin, and boy, eyes will be on him tomorrow. Chance for Barnstormers franchise history, and what a streak he's on. It's not just the hot streak, it's all the power that he's developed lately. Called strike, 1-1. Tonight he has fly to center, walked, and homered. Melvin Mercedes batting at a ball and a strike. Cordero on deck, his latest hitting streak still alive. Single off the glove, the second baseman Perez up the middle, back in the sixth inning, following the Mercedes homer to the opposite field. 2 balls and 1 strike, the count to Melvin. He's hit all 8 of his home runs in Pennsylvania, 6 at home and 2 here. Ball 3 now missing. And we'll see where this can go. 3 balls and a strike, 6-1, York leading. The Barnstormers really have never been in it since that second inning. They have only tonight had 1 runner in scoring position the entire game, not counting Mercedes circling on the homer. Called strike, and it's 3-2. They got Dunston as far as third base in the 4th inning. That was the threat. They had runners at first and second, nobody out. Martinez got Cordero to ground into a double play. And at that time, it was already 5-0. Here's the payoff to Melvin. Topper toward first base. That will stay fair. An easy play for Nash. 1 out here in the 9th. Cordero will come to the plate. 1 out of 3 for Andretti. He does not have an RBI in this one, though. He's still on a pace that would take him to a franchise record. He would have to beat out Aaron Herr, who knocked in 103. And we've seen players before on that pace. Gindel was last year, and then couldn't drive in a run to save himself late in the season, except it seemed on a solo homer. He never, it occurred, occurs to me, he never had many people on base down the stretch last year. 1 strike to Cordero. Robinson waits on deck. Howard comes back. That's down and away. Andretti bats at 1-1. And we're almost there. We're almost to 1 in the morning. And we hit it. Ball 2 is outside. Cordero at 2-1. 1 o'clock, we're still playing. Or in Wizard of Id terms, 1 o'clock and the king is still a fink. That was one of the greatest comic strips, in my money, of all time. Cordero hits a foul fly ball at a crooked angle down the third base side. And we go to 2-2. What was that character? The Galloping Haranguer or something. The lone haranguer. Always shouting out, the king is a fink. 2-2. Ball 3 is low. It's a full count on Andretti. York 6, Lancaster 1, top of the 9th inning. The Revs need to pick up 2 more outs here. Well, last time that these two teams got together, Barnstormers pitching allowed just 24 hits to the Revs in 5 games. And if you look at the work of the bullpen tonight, that kind of continued. Cordero will take a walk, and we move on along. Just the second free pass given up by the York staff here tonight. Cordero, as you know, does not walk a lot. That's the 18th he's drawn in 82 games. Here's Robinson. Trayvon is 0 for 3. Second straight hitless game for him. He'd like to answer that at this point. He'll take a ball inside and low. Hill has stepped into the on-deck circle, and he was a Rev last year and might have something he wants to prove here tonight. They batted .252 for them over 50-some-odd games. 1-0 to Robinson. Ground ball right side. He finds the hole and a base hit for Trayvon. Cordero will stop at second. There's no need to even think about going to third right now. Robinson comes up with the base hit, and Tyler Hill will step in. He's 5 for 17. They've all been singles. Ariel Sandoval, who is grateful that Jorge Martinez has gone for the shower and or ice bags, is into the on-deck circle. Both would have to get on, and then you'd have Peroni stepping in as the potential tying run. 5 hits now for the Barnstormers. They have a runner to scoring position here in the 9th inning. Again, something we have rarely seen over the course of this game. 5 hits now for Lancaster. And a Hill. Foul ball off to the right, now to play. It's 0-1. I don't know if Hill was directly replaced by Lenin Rodriguez last year, but I think it had to be fairly close to that. 0-1. Beautiful breaking ball from Howard. He gets it over, and Tyler Hill bats at no balls and 2 strikes. With Ariel Sandoval waiting on deck. Oh, he had a nightmare against Jorge Martinez. To Hill, fastball is just wide. Fans will groan about it. It's 1-2. Can Hill keep this going here in the 9th inning? Cordero off second, Robinson off first, and there is a late swing and a miss. Hill strikes out, and Sandoval will be the final hope here tonight. He struck out all 3 times against Martinez, and it wasn't necessarily pretty. But I don't think he'd ever seen anything like that wide-breaking slider before. And it definitely had him baffled. This will be more of a normal matchup for Ariel. Again, trying not to make the last out. Cordero and Robinson are on base. Here's the pitch to Sandoval. Chopper toward the middle. They will get there. Can he get the throw off? No. And the bases will be loaded. Perez getting to the ball, but Reyes went for it too, leaving second base uncovered. And Jeffrey Perez could not get enough on the throw to first. Sandoval with an infield base hit. The tying run moves into the on-deck circle. That would be Trace Lair, but Peroni has to get on first. Lancaster making a little noise here in the ninth inning. A couple of seeing eye base hits along with a walk. Last night, Torrance had a similar shot in the eighth inning and grounded out. Peroni takes ball one off the inside corner. It's 1-0. So you don't have a lot of power represented in the bottom of this batting order. Lancaster, well, Peroni, no matter what, just has to get on base here to keep it alive. And then you have the tying run coming up. 1-0 pitch. Anthony drives a foul off to the right, now to play. Ball one, strike one. Peroni is fly to right, popped the second, and struck out looking again. That was all against Jorge Martinez, whose stuff was terrific tonight. I would have liked to have seen major league hitters go after that. 1 ball, 1 strike on Anthony Peroni. The bases loaded with 2 outs. Peroni will take ball 2 upstairs. And the Barnstormers are still breathing. Cordero at third. Robinson, the runner, at second. And Sandoval is on at first base. Peroni awaits the 2-1. Howard to the plate. This ball is driven toward right center field. It's slicing back to Encarnacion, though. He will make the catch for the final out. No runs, 2 hits, no errors. The Barnstormers strand 3, and 2 hours, 59 minutes after the start of this late ball game, York comes away with the win. The final score, 6-1. We'll get you the line totals here for the Revs. 6 runs on 11 hits with no errors, and they left 7 runners on base. The Barnstormers with 1 run on 6 hits, 1 error, and 6 runners left on base. Jorge Martinez with the win. He is 8-4. The loss goes to Cameron Gann. He is 5-7 now on the season. Home runs for the Revs. They all came off again. 2 for Nelly Rodriguez, his 12th and 13th of the season. Franco, his 27th of the year. They were all with the bases empty in those first 3 innings. Melvin Mercedes with the solo shot in the 6th, his 8th home run, and that long ball for Melvin extended his hitting streak to the verge of tying a franchise record. Melvin has hit in 19 consecutive games. 2 hours, 59 minutes the time tonight, 16:39 here at Peoples Bank Park. 6:30 the game time tomorrow. We'll be playing on a normal schedule. Eric Manoah 2-1 and Austin Nicely 2-8, the opposing pitchers. The War of the Roses now stands at Lancaster 12 and York 9. The Barnstormers remain in first place, 1 game ahead of Southern Maryland, 2 games ahead of Staten Island, as Long Island and York tighten the Northern Division here on this Friday night. That will do it for us here tonight. For our video producer, Ryan Cortazzo, and all the cast and crew back at Clipper Magazine Stadium, as well as our presenting sponsor, Gockenauer Appliances of East Petersburg. I'm Dave Collins. Have a great evening, everyone. A great morning. Enjoy your weekend. Tomorrow night, or should I say later tonight, we'll see you at the ballpark.